Well, I can get you caught up eventually, but I'm eating this at the time right now. So
Hum nom nom.
I'm
in a
trying to eat
second though.
too. That's not fair. um. Right. So Derek knows that we had assaulted the building. So what happened? We killed things, and Shillelagh's
That's a
missing.
given.
Yeah, yeah. Shillelagh is missing. We suspect that she was drug off and perhaps maybe still alive, if not very, very bloody, um, through a portal. And Mr. Fancy
That's no fun.
Pants, I'm willing to bet that Mr. Fancy Pants was under compulsion because the way he was like acting and running off, and then the way she
Oh yeah.
tried to compulse us, yeah. So, anyways, he got charmed and ran off, thinking he was like fighting off waves of Dro or something. So we kind of lost him, but we got to a portal and pretty much had a split second to decide whether or not we wanted to go through, and we went through. And now we're somewhere really weird.
In the
Dark?
shadow plane.
Yeah, all shadowy and dark. Zoph has never been here before.
Also, there
so-
was a aboleth as well.
Yeah, there was an aboleth who was trying to trick us. He did, kind of, sort of. I don't know. We're not that optimistic of a party.
That was where I was like, I speak aboleth because it's one of the only option choices for starting languages for Merfolk. They don't have. I think they have like a like the xenophobic array or whatever, so they only have like a really small amount. So that's why like right now I'm at the point where I can't actually like whenever if I boost my intelligence, I can't actually add any more languages because there's just no options available. I can get them from linguistics still, but
Yeah. So that's like my short version gist of it.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty decent.
is Mantis coming or what?
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
he's
late.
just gonna be a little bit late. Should only be like 10 or 11 more minutes.
Okay. Dang, I could have actually went to the store after all then. I was coming back from Jersey Mike's and I was like, man, I kind of want to stop and get some like beer or something, but it's like if I do that, I'm
Oh,
late.
you're folly.
Oh well, actually this way is probably better because it means I'll be done eating probably by the time he gets here.
Yeah, gives me a little
I
bit
don't
more
need any.
time to do stuff too.
Yeah, I don't actually need any beer anyway. If I really wanted, I could pour some rum into my cream soda or something. Or pour Bailey's on a cream soda, which actually is surprisingly good.
Yeah, people do that all the time.
It's kind of like a float. Like a root beer or cream soda float in this case, but
Yeah.
So yeah, a whole new world and no way to get back.
Woo! You, the irony of you saying that.
Huh.
Literally just watched Aladdin today for the first time in years.
Oh.
And if you think that I'm still holding.
Oh look, he's here ahead of
Hi.
schedule.
I said I would be less than 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
No, right on schedule.
No, 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 no.
Okay, fine. Ahead of schedule.
Semantics?
Good job.
Something like that.
So, what's gone on while I've been gone for like 12 minutes?
We ate our food.
A lot's
A
changed.
decent amount.
The world will never be the same.
Yeah.
For one thing, I'm no longer as hungry as I was before.
I'm still
Oh,
kind of
okay.
hungry, but
And yet I still am. But then
I still
again, our
have food on
pizza
my
won't be
plate.
ready for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, I went to Jersey Mike's because they finally opened one in Vancouver, so I didn't have to drive to Jansen Beach. They'll just drive up to Hazeldale instead.
The irony being that Jansen Beach is actually closer, you just have to deal with more traffic on the way back.
Yes, that's exactly it. I don't want to deal with driving into Portland across the bridge.
Well, that's where I went to get my new headset.
It's mostly getting back that would have been a pain in the ass, but
Actually, it wasn't bad today.
well, it wasn't a risk I was willing to take. If there's no traffic at all, it's probably like 10 minutes faster to get to do the
Alright, I'm
Jansen
super
Beach.
excited about this session.
oh yeah, that's right.
This is where it gets fun.
We should be scared, huh?
Yeah, probably. We
When does
probably
fun
have to
translate
fucking
to
rest
scared?
in the shadow plane.
I mean, maybe. The good news is I have most of my spells still.
I have half of my spells.
I've only really used low-level spells for the most part because we keep having like the fights we've had. Really, I don't know. It's been like they felt like they've been under control, and then I'm like, I don't need to cast any big spells anymore.
I mean,
I
frankly,
probably would have cast haste, but you were doing fervor, so I was like, oh, I don't need haste.
well, I don't have any more of those left, so,
So I might have to use haste coming up, but
you
that's
have
fine.
to use haste now.
I can cast it a few different, like multiple times per day. So
So everybody's good on the recap of what happened last session?
My only question is, did I use any spells or key points?
I don't think I did anything with you except for like auto attack.
I thought you used a key point, but maybe you were thinking about it.
I don't remember I'm using.
They
one.
buffed you, I remember that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did
I
throw some
buffed the
spells on.
shit out of Maloki.
I'm pretty buffed up.
I was like, well, I'll just let the monkey do the fighting.
Safa
He does it well.
outdamaged you without buffs.
I don't believe that, but okay.
I crit. I crit good.
Oh, you cheated.
Not against
Okay.
the, whatchamacallit, the demon.
My screen is tweaking out.
Yep, so we'll begin the session by I'll read to you guys again your experience of stepping through the portal. And it was the portal right after you had defeated the drow and dealt with the aboleth. There was a dark portal with a shadowy elven city within it. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Stepping through the portal is a dizzying experience, and it takes a few moments for the world to right itself. After a time, the surrounding elven city becomes clear, its tall, graceful spires rising up among manicured boughs of a well-tended forest. Some of these buildings seem familiar, resembling those of ruined Chelwinvian, but strangely restored and made whole. Although this glimpse through time is convincing, something is off. Colors seem dim, sounds are muted, and the shadows appear strangely long and dark. Yet most disconcerting of all is the sky above, for it is nothing more than a vortex of gray clouds, spiraling around a dark blot in the sky.
I wonder if that blot is the blot.
Sounds probable.
Yeah, I seem to remember it. That being a thing that we all kind of decided is that it reminded us of the one in Realport.
I mean, it would make sense. The wizard, like, the minion of this wizard was somebody we found on Devil's Elbow, right? And under Riddleport, I think. They were both this guy's minion.
Yeah. And that was actually also what the guy that we dragged through the portal with us, the dead guy. What he said, he mentioned that guy's name as well. He said something about him. I don't even remember exactly what he said about him, but he did
Aw.
say something about him. Something like
I thought you would have remembered.
He said something like, he's, like, he regrets not being able to kill you himself.
yeah, something like that.
There is one thing that you guys see, aside from what I just described. There is an imposing figure, an elf clad in resplendent robes of muted green and silver, looking up, staring at the sky, at the vortex.
Yeah, I don't remember that from last week. So he's just like standing there ahead of us.
Yeah, like
He just looks like a normal
maybe
elf.
30 or so feet. He looks like a normal elf, but like I said, the colors of not only his clothes, but just of him, appear strange, dulled.
What
I
about
guess-
of
I guess-
us? Do we appear strange and dulled?
Okay.
No.
I
So
always
maybe
appear
he's
strange
a shadow
and dulled.
elf. I don't know. There's
But
there's
Mantis,
like
I will tell you this. Asha, even though you have daylight on you still, you can feel that it's weakening.
Aww.
Like the magic is gonna run out soon.
So it doesn't last as long?
Nope.
I was actually thinking about asking you if I could research a higher level daylight spell that's like actually
You can
the
create
sun.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's also sunburst.
No. I don't want it to damage things. I just want it to act like the sun. I'm holding like...
You'll have to research it and create the spell yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
But you guys on the map are where you are, like in old Chelwynvian. Like where you guys would normally enter it.
So we're not actually over by J. We're actually all the way back over here at E.
Yep. And you guys can actually see behind you steps leading back to the portal. But instead of a portal, you just see like this faint like shimmering behind it.
So theoretically we might be able to go back through, but I don't know for sure.
Well, we don't know how to activate it.
Yeah, it's like that, you know, that like weird air that you see like above like fires and like when it's a really hot day.
Yeah.
Kind of looks
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
yeah.
It's just
Where it's
this air that
yeah.
whirls and shimmers.
Okay. There was XP last week. It was I think it was 5,200. Was that right? Or
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was right. Session 27.
Safa did post what your guys' current XP should be, 34,450.
I think that was
that was
before the
before.
XP.
That was from the 19th.
Yeah, that should be 30.
It should be 39,000
650.
something. Yeah.
Okay, good for keeping track.
Yay, Hero Lab.
Right. Plus, I actually did good bookkeeping this time, starting around session 4, I guess, where I started actually like separating them out by session, so I know how much XP we got like each individual session that I was here for. I guess, I mean, okay, so we have like this, we dragged the body of the angry guy with us,
Yes.
so I don't know if somebody's gonna do that, but I'm gonna,
Yes,
like,
I have him.
I'm just gonna, yeah. And
I
think
think
somebody's
I
gonna
dragged
grab
him.
his weapon as well that he was
Oh.
using.
Loki grabbed his weapon and I dragged him.
Okay.
Because it was like some sort of shocking weapon or something, I think. I'm gonna move, like, slow, like, kind of cautiously towards this guy that's staring up in the sky.
Okay. You do.
I need to get my
He
character
just
sheet
keeps
open
looking
here.
at the sky.
Okay, as I'm moving up, I'm gonna see, like, does he seem like he notices me at all? I'm gonna... He's just, like, maybe
You can
ignoring me?
perception.
Perception, I can do that as well. Okay.
Araxi, you're positive that he, it's like you don't even exist to him. There's nothing to tell you that he notices you whatsoever. Like you think you could get like right up next to him and he wouldn't notice you.
Okay.
So long as you're like, you know, not intentionally interacting with.
Or I'll probably get within, like, maybe 5 or 10 feet from him. And say, excuse me, in Elven. Because I assume that this guy's an elf, so he probably speaks Elven.
Yeah, he looks like it. You say that,
Safa, does he
and
taste like
he
an
doesn't.
elf?
He doesn't do anything except like continue to stare up at the sky. But like after a moment, it looks like his ears pick something up, and he turns around very slowly, and he makes eye contact with you.
Okay, so I ask him in Elven, who are you? I'm Araxi.
He blinks, and then he answers back, Me? Oh, this is a strange question you would ask. Oh, my name is Elamin. Elamin Silverwind.
Like that?
Close.
Close enough? Alright. Oh, I was off by one letter. Um,
And he asks back, who might you be?
yeah, I did just say, after I asked, I said I'm Araxi, but, say, well, as I said, I'm Araxi.
He looks like an older elf, too.
We came through a portal from Chalwinvian.
He scratches
that
his
where
head.
Is that where we're at right now? This looks a lot like Chalwinvian.
He says, of course, but what you say doesn't make any sense. A portal from anywhere else, I'm sure. Your kind, a mermaid. Haven't seen many merfolk here.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, I would ask you why you're here, but I'm sure it has something to do with the doomsaying that's going on.
Something about that blot in the sky, perhaps?
He nods his head and waves his hand dismissively. Yes, everyone is saying that it portends disaster. He
Well,
continues musing.
the last time I saw
Just
it
nothing.
it was pretty disastrous.
The last time.
Yes. Back on the material plane in Riddleport.
What are you talking about? This Riddleport and the material plane, we are on it.
Surely you jest. This is clearly not the material plane.
He gives you a look, and he strokes one of his long elven eyebrows.
He strokes his eyebrow? This
Yeah, they're
guy can't
long.
be trusted.
Elves don't grow beards. Their eyebrows just keep getting longer and longer.
You should
Okay.
fiddle with his hair.
I get to see him like rubbing his rubbing his forehead. So I mean,
Nice,
that makes
twisting his
Or are these
eyebrow like
like
they do with their
World of Warcraft
mustaches.
elves, where their eyebrows just go off the sides of their faces for no apparent reason, like their
Sure,
ears?
why not?
maybe. It could be like that, I guess.
Think of those mustaches that they like sit there and twist when they're
Really?
stroking and talking to you. Just put that at the eyebrow.
Yeah. He responds back, despite what you think you've seen or where you think you've been. This is simply a shadow. It's nothing to be concerned about. It will surely pass in a few days, just a strange celestial event.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I don't know about that. But tell me, have you seen, perhaps like another group of elves coming through here? May possibly only just one. Uh, with a badly injured one.
Well, there have been many injured members of my kin coming here, seeking
This would have been
refuge
recently.
through the gates.
What year is it?
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to notice you at first, and then like, as if like he heard an echo, he turns to you, and he he answers just very matter-of-factly, the date, and I don't know what the date is. Matt doesn't know the specific date, but the date he gives you is like 10,000 years in the past.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Been here a long time. It's gonna pass any day now.
This guy's probably like some sort of ghost, I guess.
He does tell you, Araxi, well, I don't know how much more help I can be. I can see that you're not you're one of the youngins, not at all for conversation like a traditionalist such as myself, but if you have any more questions, I suggest you visit the library of Renai. Perhaps Iloquan can help you with your inquiries.
That name sounds familiar.
And where would that library be?
He points,
We've been there before.
gives you brief directions.
It's either F or
Darn,
H.
I was hoping that he would react to a sudden monkey.
Do you even speak Elven? I can't remember.
I don't know either. Hold on a second. Let me double check.
We've been having
Nope, never
library
mind.
adventures in so many games. You
Heh.
know, I'm kind
I
of tired
know.
of library adventures, you know?
Let's go burn the library down.
Yeah.
So sick of this shit.
This is...
No.
We're
You
bringing
I
haven't
can't
had
do
a
that.
library adventure in my game for, like, 9 months.
Well, yeah, but you've also been, like, gone.
Well,
so, you know.
In this game, actually, Araxi's told all about going to the library because I don't know if you guys remember this, but I actually have profession librarian, so I mean,
Yeah, you can roll, like, Zerdurium role plays.
Mm,
Oh man, he was pretty upset last night.
I loved that.
last night? Oh,
See,
yeah.
I don't know if
that,
he,
yeah.
I don't know if he realizes that that's gonna end up paying off. Like the fact that he was the most upset about that means that it's gonna, like, the payoff is gonna be like so much better for him when we actually do get to like run into this guy again, when we're actually better able to handle him.
Right.
But yeah.
Like, I have to introduce the bad guys to you somehow. It's not just gonna be like, ooh, I was the bad guy all along.
Hester's not
Hey,
convinced
no,
that he
we
is
don't
the
even
bad
know
guy.
that. Yeah, we don't even know that technically this guy's a bad guy according to Hester. Although everyone else seems pretty convinced that he's a bad guy.
I actually think that, Hester... I'm not gonna say anything, for spoiler's sake.
Yeah.
I won't say anything, more than I just said there.
I think in best case scenario he's gonna be like Palawa Joko. Anyway, in this game though, yeah. What was the name again he gave me? Was Malawi or whatever the fuck? I don't even know.
Malawi?
I know it wasn't actually that. But it was that the name he said, that sounded familiar to me, and I'm not sure if that's just because it's a elfy name, or like, can I do maybe
A wisdom
what are the wisdom
to
or
remember.
intelligence? Intelligence to remember.
You can give him your highest mental stat.
Okay. Because I feel like we've
Araxi,
heard
you
that
remember
name.
the name because you remember that when you guys were at the ruined library at Chelwinvian, you found an orb, and when you
And that's
used
what
it,
the library from that
the
was.
image of
Okay.
the elf introduced himself as Eloquan.
That's what I thought, but it's been many months, like, out of game since we've been to the library, so yeah, I wasn't sure on that. So okay, cool. So Araxi definitely does remember that name then. Okay, so I've met this guy before. We can go talk to him again.
Okay, Mantis, give me 2 spellcrafts because you detect 2 things of magic from the drow. The armor and the weapon.
That's what I thought.
Dang it, I was hoping there was a belt. Oh well.
No belt. He was all of that con was just him. All 20 of it.
Safa's gear is still like all of the stuff she had when she died. So I'm very
Well,
outdated.
Because you guys like don't use weapons, you're very hard to like drop gear for.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I have some money. I just, I could use.
Asha, you're not sure what these things do, but you have a hunch because you saw the sword. You saw the sword crackling with electricity.
Araxi, can you take a look at these?
Of course. So yeah, I'll do detect magic on these two things as well, and hopefully I can identify them with that roll. Those rolls.
Much better. The great sword is a +1 shocking great sword, and you know how to activate it now.
Okay.
His armor is pretty valuable too, because it's a chain shirt, and not only is it a mithril chain shirt, but it is a +2 mithril chain shirt.
Ooh. Maybe
he's wearing a chain shirt? I thought he was wearing plate armor.
No.
So yeah, I need to explain what these are. Like this is a chain shirt, mithril chain shirt with enhanced defense. And maybe I explain it using, non-meta terms that it's a +2.
It's been enchanted twice.
Yes, it's been enchanted twice.
Or is twice as potent as a normal enchantment or something?
Yeah, maybe.
That would
yeah.
boost
I
me
think
up
my
a
chainmail's better than that.
If anybody else needs it.
Like, Maloki doesn't wear
Secret?
armor, and he already kind of has his weapon, and Secret doesn't even use weapons, so... And
right,
like
Maloki and I
Araxi
can't wear
and
the armor.
Asha, yeah, are kind of weird
Asha
too.
already has could use it as well potentially, but I think she's already got...
The greatsword?
I'm sorry, I had an
if
issue.
Matt allowed me to retrain feats, I could potentially use it, but we've been facing demons.
You're allowed to retrain feats.
Let's talk about the armor.
You just
What am I missing
If
here?
you allow me to retrain extra revelation.
You have to go through the retraining process.
I lost connection. So what are we talking about?
Loot.
The greatsword.
The loot. The loot that we got from the guy we fought last session. So it's there's a +1 shocking greatsword and a +2 mithril chain shirt. Which is probably neither of the things that Maloki
None of
really
which
needs,
I'm interested in.
Yeah. But the I think the mithril chain shirt might be good for Safa.
I think so.
Asha could use it too, but
no,
but
my armor's
for me. It'll
better
give me
than
a
that
+3
currently.
on top of what I have now. So.
Right, and it's light armor, so and it's light armor that has a low weight and high.
The funny thing is that
dex
even with that
bonus,
like mithril chain shirt he has, his AC was only like 14 or something after he was like raging and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a little big for me, but I'll put it on.
Well, I think they.
It's okay. Chain shirts are sort of form-fitting, unlike plate, like full plate.
True.
It's okay if they're a little loose.
Sweet. Now my AC is at 21, without.
Hooray!
Nice.
Yeah.
I think what's Maloki's again? His is like 22 or something. I think.
Wait,
My AC?
Much closer.
He has a pretty good AC.
My AC is 23.
Shit, my AC is 23.
So you're
I
close.
had my lunge on. And...
so yeah, you guys are actually the same AC now.
Well, that's only if I'm in the snapping turtle style, because I get a +2 now. So if I switch styles for any reason, I'll lose 2.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're gonna I guess we can go to this library then. We've been there before. The guy probably won't recognize us or anything because we saw like an illusion version of him or something, I think. But
Who needs to carry the greatsword? Do you guys got it?
well,
Maybe
Maloki has it
Tadasha
right
should start
now,
practicing
I
with it.
think.
Okay. Because I got a light load right
I'll-
now. I have plenty of room.
I don't right now, but I might when we're like doing watches and stuff. I might practice with it.
Cool. Okay.
You gotta use it in combat.
Maybe.
You wanna train with it.
Huh? Use it in combat?
Yeah, might as well train with it.
No.
Do it the random word style. Just go right in.
Not when I have improved critical and weapon focus, and like another
don't be a
feat
weenie.
towards my longsword. We might face a shadow demon on the shadow plane. No, I'm keeping my cold iron +1 longsword for now. Thank you very much.
Weenie.
After like doing that, I guess I look over. Is that elf still like there, looking up at the blot or whatever?
Well, he was talking with you, but it seems like his attention is fleeting.
Okay. I mean, or so was ours apparently. So. Right then. Do we want to heal up before we go any further? Because I know I'm at like half health, I think.
Sure.
Me and Safa are
Let's
pretty
see.
hurt, it looks like. Looks like everyone
Yeah.
else is doing alright.
Yeah.
I think Safa and I were the ones who got hit by the aboleth.
Half health. I need about 44.
I can't remember when the last time I healed you was.
After the aboleth.
Yeah, it looks like it. No, it looks like it was before the aboleth.
Yeah, we didn't really have time to right after it, because right after the aboleth was when it was like, decision time!
Yeah, I just remember him
Yeah.
giving me like 2 infernals. But I'm back down to like not the greatest health. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because you and I got hit by the aboleth.
Yeah.
We had to make
Well,
saves
whatever.
to not
Let's
turn into
keep
slime
using
eagle or
this
whatever.
wand while I can, since I don't particularly want to rest yet, and don't particularly want to burn through spells, and I can't channel for Safa, so what's your health at? Like,
Mine's
how
at
much?
29 out of
I need at least
29 to
4
54.
charges.
You need 4 charges to get to max, or to get... You have minus 40 health.
I have minus 44 health.
Okay. 4 charges for you, Pluto. How many charges do you
Alright, thank
need?
you.
Let's see, I'm at 29 out of 54, so probably 2 or 3 charges at most. Would probably be
2
like, unless
charges
they're
for
really
you.
super low. Because I mean, I don't necessarily need to be at full health, but
1 charge for Asha. We have 3 charges left on this wand.
Which wand?
Wand of Infernal Healing.
Okay. Oh, were any of the Cure Light Wound charges used?
No.
no, I don't think
Okay,
so.
so I've got 22 of those left.
So yeah, the 2 charges puts me at 49 out of 54, and that's probably fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need any more.
So yeah, I guess we'll keep going to. We'll go on to F was the library if I remember right. So we'll walk towards
That is
that, I
correct.
guess. Say maybe we can get some more answers here.
Okay.
What was the name of the bad guy?
That's a good question. Who is the bad guy?
I'm pretty sure I have it written down, but I don't remember it in person. This is not the right drive sheet.
Anybody want to take a guess?
Bob.
I
Is it
believe it's
Bob?
Aviana. No, I'm just kidding. It's
No
not
and no.
Aviana.
It's actually
Probably
me.
not.
Null
At least
Venice.
That sounds
There we
familiar.
go.
Yep.
I'm going to ask the Shadow Elf from 10,000 years ago if he knows of Null Venice.
You probably have to go get his
You
attention
ask him,
again.
and he only tries to think for a moment, and he shakes his head. He says the name doesn't ring any bells for me.
Okay. Well, have fun getting destroyed by this above you. You should probably do something about it, but probably already too late. And then she'll
He
walk
shrugs
away.
it off very nonchalantly. He's heard that from dozens of other elves already.
Still
Okay,
unaware
you
of what
guys
they're
head to the
saying,
library?
Safa eyes him as she passes by.
Can I bite it?
Is it biteable? No, I don't do anything yet. She's not stupid. She's very wise. She's aware that, it's like, we're new here. Now's not the time.
Alright, you guys head to the library, and this building is similar to the one that you saw in Shawinvian of the present, except that you see a well-kept and orderly library.
There aren't demons in this one too, right?
If you go in, you don't see any demons. You just see a library tended to as it's supposed to be. Do you enter?
Sure.
Okay, you go in.
Sure, I'll be as perceptive as my little eyes can. Fuck, I closed my character sheet. Well, whatever, I know it's a -1. So I'm
You
just
go
gonna
in.
roll a d20.
You go in and the lobby has everything that you would think a library does have. You take a left into like the hall where all of the orbs were and stuff, and you see that all of the globes are there and they look functional. And there's an elf sorting many books within it as well. A single elf
Okay.
who looks old and scholarly.
Yeah, and probably looks familiar. Probably looks like Lowy or whatever his name was. So yeah, I'll go and talk to him, I guess, then. Say,
Okay.
excuse me, in Elven. Say, excuse me. I'm looking for information.
After a moment, you get his attention as he's on a ladder and looks down at you. He
Okay.
he puts up a finger for just a moment, and he comes down the ladder and brushes his robes off and addresses you. Oh, I didn't think anyone else was going to stay in this city after all of those dark prophecies. Well, what can I do for you in my humble place of learning?
I think unlike most, the dark prophecies are probably why we're here. What information do you know about this phenomenon happening out here? Is there anybody else that's been researching it here, perhaps?
He nods his head solemnly, and he says, "Oh yes, many. And what I know, well, nothing, really, except that I do believe that whatever has been predicted is going to happen soon. The seers have predicted something they call Earthfall.
Yes, that sounds familiar.
But even in the wake of this apocalypse, I will not leave my library. If it is to be destroyed, then so must I."
Um, we're following somebody. We followed somebody here named Nolvenus. Have you perhaps heard the name?
He thinks about it for a moment and he shakes his head. "No, I don't think I've heard of this person."
Have you heard anything about any outsiders besides us coming in here?
Oh,
Coming into
well,
Chelwinvian?
yes, every now and then. Some people from not elves, such as yourself, looking to peruse the books and see what they can learn about this. It's drawing quite a bit of attention.
Hmm. Oh, I'm not sure what else to ask this guy.
He does say that if you want to look at the books too, he can tell you what books have been popular right now.
I think that'd be helpful. All right.
He tells you the names of some of the books
Okay.
and that they concern the heavens, things like the stars and planets and meteors. Some of them talk about old eldritch magic and ritual. And when
Okay.
he stops to think about like he like starts to talk about like who has been looking at them, and then he pauses in his movements and in his speech, and he's like he's at a mind blank or something, and he says, "Hmm, it's weird. I don't remember who has been looking through them. Just that they were new. Strange. Sometimes I question my own mind."
Okay.
Was it a
Well,
dark-skinned wizard?
He shrugs his shoulder.
Probably. What books was this person looking at?
He shows you to them.
okay.
And
So
like I
I
said, you
don't think
guys
we're
can
gonna.
look at.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna spend a whole lot of time like reading them cover to cover, but I'm gonna look at what they are at least. I'll like
Yeah,
look
if you
at the
guys
titles maybe.
basically you'll get
Read.
the information that you want if you take an hour looking through them.
Sounds good.
Okay. So yeah,
And I
I'm
guess
only
for
who.
those who like aren't reading, like Safa and Maloki, even though he actually no, he doesn't notice your presence. He only knows the people that have been talking to But
Nobody's
like
really been translating, and Safa don't really care anyways. So she's just kind of looking out, I guess, out the windows, out the door, to see if there's any activity.
Staring at all these weird looking elves and wondering how they taste.
Perhaps.
I'd probably go
So
tell
what
Maloki and Safa what we're doing before we like spend some time reading these books. But like, I think there might be some information that we haven't gotten yet about what's going on here, so we're gonna spend some time looking at these.
I guess at that point, Safa will grab one of the books that's written in elf and just start glancing at it. She doesn't know a single elven word, but Perhaps one day
She'll like start
learn.
reading it upside down and stuff.
Yeah, maybe she'll learn.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you guys look through them, and like I said, they they discuss the mutability of the Shadow Realm in detail. Like things in the present aren't just changeable or represented in the realm of shadow. That with certain methods, that anything can be recreated in the shadow realm. Just as a conjurer pulls from the shadow, or even an illusionist pulls from the shadow realm. And some of the tomes describe powerful magic that might be used to manipulate celestial bodies like stars and meteors. But that's like the gist of the information you get.
Okay.
While you're researching, the librarian, Eloquan, he does like kind of speak aloud, how he says that he shares, well, he says the seers that have prophesied this earthfall also believe that this is punishment for humanity's hubris before the gods, and he says, and by which I mean Aslance.
Hmm.
Aslance are Aslanti people.
Yeah.
Pluto's from there-ish, right? No?
Sort of. Aslan
Pluto is? Wow, what about Araxi?
Whatever, Pluto's character, Araxi. I'm tired, man. I woke up
Is that
at...
something you ask, Araxi?
Sure.
Okay. She'll explain, yes, at least where I live is very close to old Aslanti ruins uh, that have been long since sunk below the sea and been there since this event that's happening right now in Shadow Chelwinvian. Make no mistake,
He
of
looks
course.
surprised that you remark about who he's talking
Well,
about.
well, we're probably having this particular discussion between me and Asha would probably not be an Elven, but
Maybe it would be.
Ah.
Maybe we code switch. Maybe some of it's an Elven and some of it isn't.
maybe. So I don't know. Maybe he picks up some of what we're talking about then. I guess it'd be more. Maybe we are doing it, Elven. We aren't just this guy maybe he has something interesting to say about it.
Oh, maybe if you mention something to him about it, or if you engage him. I'm just saying that he's voicing his opinion.
Right.
That he does believe that what's going to happen, that what's been predicted is going to happen, and that it's Aslan's fault.
It's all your fault, Pluto. Gee.
He says that I hope you never have to engage with one of those humans in conversation. I can't stand them.
So like Safa and Asha don't look like humans to him, I guess. Very weird.
Well, he doesn't even
Hey,
know
I'm
that
not a
Safa
human.
exists.
I'm a native outsider.
That's true.
Safa also looks very gray pale.
Yeah.
She
She
belongs
fits
here.
right in.
Yeah.
Maybe these elves are vampires. Or dampier.
Um.
Now they have pointy ears. They can't be.
Sure they could. They could be elven dampiers.
No.
That's like the worst. The worst thing. Yeah, we were joking about that last session too. All Sopha's checks say +5 to jump for some reason, even if it's things like
That's
perception and
fantastic.
knowledge
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah, man, I know things about jumping.
She does. She does.
If this is a jumped-based perception, then it's a +5.
If I sense
Notice
motive, add a
people's-
+5 if I think he might jump, you know? Does he look like he's bending his knees? He's gonna
Yeah.
scream, you know?
I hope that like is something that comes up later in the campaign. We're like, well,
Oh,
since you have
jeez.
+5 to jump on that perception check, then you pass. Or, like that knowledge check or something.
Oh.
That wouldn't normally be a high enough knowledge nature roll to identify it, but this is a frog, so and they like to jump a lot.
It looks
so
like it
you happen
jumps
to
really
know-
well.
She notices it.
You happen to know that it's what type of frog it is. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know. We don't really have anything, any leads to go on for. Like, we didn't see like a bloodstain trail or anything like that from that portal. That would have been something you would have
Mm-mm.
mentioned, I think. So I mean, we don't really know where we're supposed to go. I guess we could just wander randomly. We could try going to the
Or just talk.
academy, I guess. Or just talk to this guy. But I don't know what to talk to him about, because we're trying to find where the drow took
No,
Shalelu,
Venice.
and
For
see.
if there's
I don't know
somebody
how
who
long.
has better perception than me, can you look for a blood trail on the ground?
Safa will
I
sniff
mean, I
and look
thought I
around.
did when I first got there.
I will.
Yeah, no. No blood.
Oh, this is dumb and funny that someone linked me.
Okay, what is this?
What? Wow.
I think I've seen
Oh,
this
yeah,
before.
I've seen this.
Bikini mail.
What is this?
The GIF and
Dixie Gnome. Dixie
GIF or
Normus.
whatever.
Like, wow.
Well, if you don't know what to talk about, the best thing to talk about is what they're talking about.
Right. I mean, I guess I'll ask him like, who are these seers you're talking about?
Oh, well, then he can tell you. He says the seers at the academy that he says they divined this occurrence some time ago, but it is only recently that they have chosen to tell the population at large. There have been evacuation efforts going on for the past few days.
Where are
If
people
you
going?
wish, he says, well, we are going back to our home. I doubt that they would allow you to, but I'm sure that they could open a portal somewhere else.
Would
Yes,
Araxi
it is the
know-
exodus of our people.
What sort of check would this be to? Probably like history
Planes,
or
I
something. know what I'm
think.
Talking about. Maybe planes.
Depends what
Like,
kind
do
of
I know
information you're looking for.
Does Araxi know where elves are from? I mean, I know about elves, but I don't
Maybe
know
it's
if
like a knowledge
Araxi
history,
knows.
I think.
Yeah, and I actually don't have knowledge history because I figured too much of knowledge history
Hey!
would encompass stuff that she probably wouldn't really know.
Same roll.
Care
No,
about.
not same roll. But there you go. Same result.
Let's see. I don't see
So I guess maybe
Araxes
instead of
yet.
ask them where I could just ask them instead then, unless Asha knows.
Yeah, you could.
And then says it. So it's like where exactly is that the elves are going back to then?
He seems to like to indulge in the sharing of information, and he says, "Ah, yes, our home world, Severian."
Hmm.
It has been some time. Even I haven't been there myself.
Araxi tries to think if that's like a plane or something that she's never heard of.
It is not a plane of existence.
Like I'm reasonably confident it's not a plane that anybody's ever mentioned before.
Mm-mm. Yasafa, you have no idea, even if you understood what they're saying.
Yep, Secret knows, but I was like, I wonder if Safa knows. Nope, okay.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, is as a player I know exactly what he's talking about, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't really understand how the cosmos works in Pathfinder.
He does say it is a shame that you will likely never see Severian, and likewise never shall I.
Mm,
My only solace in this disaster is that it reduces the the treacherous power hungry Aslants. He says if it reduces their empire to dust, then the world has been done a favor.
where could I talk to these so-called seers?
So well, our wizards are at the academy.
Okay. Oh, thank you then.
Looks like all roads lead to the academy.
I mean, I think there's a lot of different places we could go, but
Yeah. Maybe there's some item in an obscure place on this map that's, in order or something.
We can go to the graveyard. Remember that one dude?
yeah, maybe he's
Oh,
there
yeah.
still.
At N?
Maybe he's not
I don't remember.
dead? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's before he died
Yeah, he's at N.
and became a Hecuva. He'll be like
I can't... What did he become?
A
A
Hecuba.
Hecuba?
Yeah.
a Hecuva. I don't know why I remember like that name, but can't remember any of the elves' names. Yeah, okay. So we got information we need. I can't think of anything else I want to ask this guy. That apart from we've already asked, but Axis is like, man, I wonder what this weird place that the elves say they came from is. Because probably Araxi just assumed elves are like humans basically, and just you know just came somewhere from the material plane, like somewhere from in Galarian, and they've always just been in Galarian. Like she's always just assumed that they're natives.
So do you guys fill in Safa just in layman terms, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. She puts down the
Yeah,
book
I
and
say
says, "Oh,
this guy-
good. We can leave then, right?"
Yes, I think so. Probably go back to the academy, the same one we were just in actually before we came here.
Isn't it kind of strange how we didn't arrive in the academy?
I Okay, I'm gonna roll a knowledge planes. Do I think that's strange now that she mentions it?
Strange? I mean, only if, like, only, I guess, if you're OCD, I guess. But, I mean, a portal can take you anywhere.
Right.
A wizard's OCD of portal placement. So
Because
good.
even though you plane shift on the material plane to the plane of shadow,
Right.
you're still gonna get taken somewhere random. So
I guess
yeah, they could control their portal wherever they wanted.
Right. I'll probably maybe explain now. I'm like, well, they must have. I guess they can kind of choose where they when one makes a portal to another plane, they have some control over where it uh, goes, so it doesn't necessarily go somewhere that's the equivalent of where it's at
That makes
in
sense.
the material plane. Especially in a case like this,
Oh.
this particular version of Chelwinvian is not does not seem to be a one-to-one copy of old Chelwinvian.
What about P, the music place where what's her face was at, and there was all the music notes and stuff.
Where the ghost was at.
Ah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, we could
now
go
you're
there, I
thinking of
guess.
portal.
Wait, there's two P's. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, this map is weird. It has two P's. That's a typographical error. Actually, no, wait. Well, no, it kind
It'd
of
be
is.
that or just
I think they're
very
two
strange.
parks.
Oh.
I think that's what it's supposed to be, but
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess the academy just goes.
I think we
straight
should go to the
there.
academy and talk to these seers.
And
Maybe we'll notice.
probably find Nolvenus.
Well, hopefully.
Did we have somebody look for the blood and not find it?
I looked with a 22.
Yeah, I don't think we saw anything like that.
Okay. Sorry, I'm pretty tired. I woke up pretty
I hear
early.
you.
Yeah, let's go to the academy.
Okay.
okay.
Let's kill this fucker.
Ooh.
You go to the
Gosh,
academy.
already?
And as you guys move and make your way there, you hardly see any people.
Makes sense, because everybody's evacuating.
The occasional, like, maybe you do see like an elf around or something, but it's them like preaching about the end of times, a doomsayer. But they don't look at you at all.
Yeah, they probably don't even notice me. Okay. Does it
You
look
guys
like the
make it to the
academy's
academy.
busy?
So you guys go inside, and it looks like the academy, but how it should look uh, in its heyday, restored.
Yeah, we don't see
And you find that
giant
the
demon.
building is indeed occupied by a number of elven wizards. All around you as you enter, you're seeing elves ushering in carefully but hastily organizing other groups of elves to take their turns going through the elf gate.
Wait, is there an
And
elf
once
gate?
again, they're uninterested in you four.
So they're moving
Said something
provisions
on the
through
elf gate.
this
Do we
gate.
Provisions and people.
Okay, yeah. So this is
and we
kind of
see
like a
we see like
Stargate in a
a
way.
gate.
Yeah, what was that, Pluto?
We see a gate, then it's just like right there. Does it look like the one that we went through?
There's that one and another one. Do you guys remember the empty archway back in the Aboleth's room?
Yeah.
Yes.
That one's also
Right.
functioning. Except people are coming through that gate.
Like people are coming in through that one, and then they're leaving through the
Mhm.
other one.
And as like you listen and you hear them greeting them, saying like, "Welcome, brother. I hope your journey from Ayadara wasn't too, like painstaking."
I ask the others
And they're
if they
using the
know
big gate.
what Ayadara
to-
is.
You ask them?
No, I ask the party if anybody else knows what Ayadara is. Especially translating
What
for,
is
like,
Give
this,
me a
history?
knowledge history or knowledge geography. Safi, you're pretty sure it's an elf city, but only because it sounds elfin and you hate elves.
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
But Asha, you would know that Ayadara is the capital city in Kionin. That is where the queen, uh, basically the monarchy, is located. That is the main city of the elves here on Golarion.
On Galarian, okay.
Yep.
So
Or
it's still
was, is it
exists.
still?
Yeah, it is.
So it still exists, unlike Cholonvian.
Yeah, Ayadara is much further away. It's like way to the east compared to Chilwynville.
So there's like two smaller ones, and then there's a large one as well, you said?
Yeah.
That
Do
we
you guys
didn't
remember
see
the one that you
before?
went through to get here? That is the one that they're ushering people through.
Okay. And then there's like a couple other ones that are like, it wasn't
Coming
north,
from
but it was at the
other
top of the
areas.
map or something. Yeah. I guess I'll look for somebody that looks like they might be not especially busy, I guess, but still looks like someone that might be like one of these wizards,
Everybody give
perhaps.
me perception.
Okay.
Okay.
Too many elves. I'm a little more on alert.
Loki, do you speak Elven?
I do not.
So Maloki is the only one that thinks like you see like some of these elves having an interesting conversation, but you don't know what they're saying.
I pointed out to Araxi.
Okay. What was interesting about this conversation? Does it look like they're having an argument?
As you listen in, it doesn't look like they're having an argument, but it looks like they're both invested in what's being said. And you listen in and you hear snippets. And they're mentioning strange foreign elves who have been visiting as of late, asking all manner of questions about the coming danger. And one of them remarks, "Ah, yes, strange, dark-skinned cousins claiming to be from a distant land called Zernikainen. I have heard of them. Have terrible manners." And the other one agrees, yes. And between you and I, they have not been invited to use the Elf Gate to flee from Ayadara.
Zernicon?
Yeah.
Zernikainen. I'll spell that for you.
Can you put that in chat? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, before I go over and talk to them, I'll ask anybody know anything about a place called Zernikainen? Have we heard that before?
No, I have not.
I don't think so.
Safa, do you have
Okay.
knowledge engineering?
Yes, I do.
You can roll that for me too as a bonus.
Oh, shucks.
I have that as well.
I'll give this to you, Safa. It's like that word sounds really fucking weird and kind of elfy, but it sounds more like something like an underdweller would say. Like it almost sounds like it's part elven, part undercommon.
I'll point that out then. That seems too
Oh, I
dark
do know
for
of
the
them.
elves, but it seems
Like
elf-like.
like
So it's
deep
probably-
gnomes and deep dwarves, but deep elves are weird to you. Maybe until now.
Well, I'll say, well, they were talking about dark-skinned elf cousins of theirs that were very rude, which sounds like the drow to me. So perhaps, and they said they came from a place called Kynan, whatever. So
I guess so.
that would make sense. It probably is a drow city or of some sort, or nation, or whatever. And then I guess I'll go talk to them. Then they say in Elven, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear you mentioning something about some suspicious outsider elves." And
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
moment
actually
they-
do speaking, but I'll roleplay and I'll help Pluto in asking for whatever Pluto wants. I'll roleplay.
Okay. Yeah, after a moment they turn to look at you two. And what were you saying, Pluto?
yeah, I apologize for like interrupting their conversation and like eavesdropping, I guess, basically. But we're looking for those. I believe we're looking for those these outsider elves that you were just talking about, the dark-skinned ones from Zernikainen.
Well, first they remark how strange it is to see a merfolk, but they don't think
I
that
bet you hear that a lot.
it's the weirdest thing that they've seen.
Sure.
But one of them does say to you, "Oh, you're looking for them?"
Yes. It's something very important, as you may guess, to have brought me here.
Hmm. It does sound
Use the
strange.
fact-
I don't know.
Use
Perhaps
the
you
fact that
have
I'm a
better luck
merfolk here.
convincing them to flee Chowenvia.
Perhaps. Do you know where I may find them? Is there somewhere they're staying?
One of the other wizards says as he has his arms folded but still stroking one of his long eyebrows. He says, "I've heard that they've set up a camp of some sort at the abandoned observatory." Sounds mad to me, wanting to watch the coming oblivion.
Yes, well, hopefully I can convince them otherwise. Um, but you mentioned that they were being very rude. Do you mind telling me what exactly they were doing? Was they just speaking in a disrespectful tone, or was there something particularly did that has incensed you?
One of them says, "I hear they're very forward with their questions, yes, to the point of where nothing would satisfy them except for direct answers. They had strange slurs for calling their own kin lighter skinned though we may be."
Hmm. Yeah, this sounds like them.
You know these strange elves?
Yes, as I said, that's why we're here. We're looking for them. Very
Oh,
important
my
business to
apologies.
finish with them.
How unfortunate for you.
Very. I'm
Not
also sorry that you
unfortunate
had
for
to deal
us,
with them.
unfortunate for them.
Well, like I said, you'd probably find them at the observatory.
Well, hopefully we can help them to not continue being a problem for you.
Oh, that does sound like a good idea.
So, I wish you safe travels on your way to. I assume Raxi would remember the name of that place that they're going to. The way to on your way through the Elf Gate, I guess.
Yeah, it is called an elf gate.
Right. I'm trying to remember the name of their planet or whatever they're going to. I mean, I guess Araxia doesn't even know it's a planet, but the place that she heard that they're going to. So she wishes them like safe travels there.
Okay.
And then I go back and like explain to Safa and Maloki that apparently the Drow are at the Observatory.
Oh.
Wait, Pluto, weren't you researching the blot? You should go research the blot up there.
What, at the Observatory?
Yeah.
I mean, I was researching the blot, but we kind of already know a lot about it. We already know what the result
Somehow
of
it causes earthfall.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know all the specifics of it, but... Yeah, we'll go to the Observatory. Maybe we'll find out more information there.
Okay.
The Observatory was
guys
like...
Go to the
Where
observatory.
was that at
You
again?
guys have actually never been to the observatory. It was destroyed in Earthfall. However, they will point you in the right direction, and it is O on your map.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh. Alright.
Maybe we should go to M and N first.
You could. There's whole lots of letters to explore. You guys
I
are gonna
know.
see some juicy stuff.
There's so many
And
letters.
Someone said something before that was very savvy.
Oh, about going to the music hall or whatever.
That or the graveyard, but either or.
I mean, if Safa wants to go to one of those two, she can mention that when you're like, we can go there.
Well, I mean, it just kind of piques my interest, you know, that ghost and the organ, and we know nothing about it, and it was so bizarre.
Well, think about it, Secret. This is like it's like mysterious place, don't really know what's going on, lots of stuff that was at one time whole, but now you have that opportunity. That piece of the puzzle is just there.
Wasn't that like right here, or was that L?
No, that was up northeast. Here.
Yeah, it was like over here somewhere.
Oh, god damn it. I keep forgetting
What,
about
really?
Fantasy Grounds.
Wait,
It was north.
yeah, the music hall thing was
The
up at
Coliseum
T.
of Mask and Lyre.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sure, we can go there first.
Yeah, I'll say, well, we are close to the Coliseum, so we can stop by there. Maybe, perhaps we'll find something, because that encounter we had there with the ghost was very strange, and we might actually be in the proper time period to perhaps meet a shadow version of her before she became a ghost.
Wait. Is this different from the haunted place?
So remember where we found that beast?
You're thinking of the school, right?
Were you here?
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. I don't think I was here for the ghost.
Yeah.
This is where we found the hedge trimming beast. We went back and like investigated the building it sleeps in while I wasn't there, and we ran into a ghost.
I almost
This is when
died
we
because I
had,
wanted gems.
I
was partially there, but I think I was like, I'm super tired, I'm gonna go lay down, and
Yeah.
I like left halfway through the session.
Okay.
I remember Secret almost dying because of stupid gems.
Nothing
Yeah,
stupid
because
about
I
they
these
remember
collapsed
gems.
on her.
I have them. Thank you very much.
It doesn't matter what happens. What matters is that I got them.
Right.
I know. It's so fun playing a Band-Aid character sometimes.
I think Amarcia was also the one who was like in Legacy of Fire when you found those two like fist-sized like rubies in the
Oh,
island.
yeah.
She was like, we need
She
to get
was
these.
like, I need these.
I need these. I can make outfits with them. She was a tailor. It was important. Kind of, yeah.
Hey, they became useful later.
It's true, they did.
Well, sort of. Not really.
God, what was the name of that
We
elf
used
that
them
we
to
were traveling
buy
with that I kept
the-
talking to all the
The
time?
mansion.
Yeah, we did, but like buying the mansion wasn't actually useful later.
Oh, we
Well,
don't
not
know
for
that.
you. It was for what's her?
Argu.
Argu, yeah.
She just owns like this crazy huge palace on the plane of fire.
She runs into a dragon. The dragon says, "Go in here, get me this." She runs into a band of weirdos and then somehow acquires a palace. So it's a great story.
With kobold servants.
Yeah, and kobolds.
She's just the new overlord. They're now all her slaves, even
That's
though
our
she
next
says she's
campaign.
freeing them.
Argu the Great, taking over the world.
Taking over the plane of fire, you need to beat that stupid fire god demon thing, whatever she is. Asshole. Ymir or something. Ymiri.
Ugh.
She's like a centaur dragon.
Ugh. That doesn't sound exciting.
God, what was that guy's name
Yeah,
again?
Ymir.
I don't even remember. Anybody remember the name of the elf that I kept talking to while we were
Damn it.
we were traveling with at that time?
I have no idea.
Who?
the random elf that we ran into that we kept
Right,
that we
we-
basically we dragged him
We
around
tested.
and we didn't
We
thought
tested to
we
see if
thought
he was an
might be-
assassin.
Yeah, we had to test to see if he was an assassin, so we took him down to the cave.
Talvin?
Talvin, yeah, Talvin, my man. I can't believe I
I'm
forgot
going
his name.
up to North P.
Okay.
Yep,
With
Yeah,
my
we're going up.
friends.
we're going up here. Because, yeah, we're going to be going the opposite direction of this, so since Safa was interested, and Rex is like, well, I think there's nothing wrong with stopping by there.
I mean, I hate to say it, but
You guys make it
I'm very curious about the music.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I'm
Araxi's
glad
now
you-
curious about it, that Safa's curious, because most of the time Safa's is like, I don't care about anything.
Right.
I'm super stoic.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Nothing
what?
to do with
Frankly,
elves.
Safa's
Asha doesn't care
curious
about the
something.
life of one elf.
Yeah, well. But the fact that Safa's interested in it now means Araxi's interested in it just because she's like, man, what the heck could... It's interesting to Safa, but why? Like, she's now
No,
more
no,
curious about it
I
just
meant
because of that.
Shalelu.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't care about Shalelu as much.
She
but I'm
dies,
more-
who cares?
There's no rush.
Well, we're not
They
playing
might
Jade
sacrifice her.
Regent, so it's cool. It's cool.
Well, we play Jade Regent. You have to. They have a thing in Jade Regent saying replace Jade Regent or replace Shalelu with Malelu, Shalelu's cousin.
Malelu.
I don't know. They don't. It's not exactly worded in that way, but that's basically what they tell you to do. They're like, oh yeah, just make another character that's like basically Shalelu, but not Shalelu.
Lame.
It does everything. It does everything Shalelu does. Like if you played,
It's
Yeah,
a fucking BioWare campaign!
Alright.
Oh,
we're
they have to
sidetracking
do that
now.
because like how else are they gonna do it? Like if you're like you can't play Jade Regent, sorry, request a refund.
Well, you guys make it to the Coliseum without any trouble.
Okay. And there's still, like, really no elves.
There still really aren't any elves. You guys do pass by the Pavilion of Reason, and there are elves there. In fact, there's a greater pocket of like doomsayers there because everything they say gets magnified outside of like the center area.
Ah.
And they're talking about the coming apocalypse and how we shouldn't have to pay for humanity's sins. The only way to To live and escape is to flee. Like cast down any human friends you may have, for they are not truly your friend. They just want their own power for themselves.
Man,
I'm glad.
these guys are almost as racist as Asha.
Like, if
Or
Safa knew
Safa.
Elf, she would be, like,
Or
really
Araxi.
pissed off right now hearing that.
You're not human.
No, it's not that. It's that she hates how elves think they're so superior, and that's, like, perfect proof.
Yeah, Raxi knows better than to try to engage with these elves right now, and just kind of
Yep, you guys make
moves
it
past
to the
them.
Coliseum.
They don't seem to
And
notice
it
us
is
anyway,
quiet,
right?
yet
So
yet quietly beautiful, and restored to its former glory.
yeah, there's not mushrooms and shit growing everywhere, and there's not like dead drow and
And a
holes
hole
in
in
the
the
wall
wall?
and such, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm
we'll probably have to
The
walk through the
outside,
front
like,
door
auditorium
instead.
is quite beautiful. And if something were playing here, no doubt you would be able to hear it.
There's no music playing from the center
Not at the
area
moment,
there.
but you go
Okay. Yeah.
in. Okay, you do. You enter through the double doors, and you find
Okay.
yourselves in that large vestibule.
Okay, and the area still looks the same way layout-wise, where there's the big room in the center, and
Mhm.
then the little spots. Are there any elves walking
All the
around?
little.
You don't see any elves.
Are there
You
any
look around, and what was that?
any ancient Thessalonian wizards?
You don't see any here.
I don't see Karzog.
No.
Okay.
Wait, well,
you
what
do
would
see, like-
Karzog be doing here?
I don't
Why
know.
not?
They could just be
Well, I mean,
hanging
those
out.
are kind of the people they're talking about.
That's who
Epsilon,
exists right
they
now.
are Aslantes.
Yeah, well, the founders are at least. They were basically exiled Aslantes that went over, and they're like, they got kicked out of Aslant, and they're like, screw this, we're gonna make our own empire with blackjack and hookers, and
Yeah.
so they went and did that, and they conquered like
They
the
went full
Shawanti and the Varisians there, and whatnot, and made their own empire. And they were
But
like the
no,
only
but
rival
you
at the
do
time
see
of-
in the Coliseum that all of the murals are wonderfully restored and painted, and same for that one that like looked like it was a music piece on its own. It's all there in full, and if you understood music, you could read it.
Mm.
Somehow I feel like that's the key.
Part of Araxi wishes that she did know music, but
But for whatever amount of time you guys spend there, you eventually do attract the attention of a sentient being.
if only I'd paid more attention. My people do have a rich tradition of music, but unfortunately, it wasn't something that I very much studied.
You see a woman, a objectively beautiful woman, but in very modest robes, coming towards you. And she humbly introduces herself as the last remaining priestess of this temple. And you can see that she does not look like an elf. She looks more like a human, but something about her looks more than human. She looks perfect for a human.
So she looks like Asha?
Different from Asha, but similar.
Um, does she look like the same as the ghost we saw?
In a weird way, yes.
Okay. Like she looks
And
somewhat
she
familiar
introduces
in that
herself
sense.
as Jokariel.
She's
Okay.
speaking in Elven, though?
Nope, she speaks in common.
Oh.
What?
Safa looks surprised. as she turns her head.
It's very strange. By my estimation, this language should not be very common at this time.
Do you say that aloud?
Yes.
She says that she's picked up many languages over the years, and that she's older than she looks.
Sense
She says,
motive.
I'm older than I look, and I've been around
And
a great many years studying the arts. And it's brought me here.
It's not a matter of age. By my estimation, I don't believe Talden should even be a language right now. Something strange is going on here. Sorry, I'm probably not making.
She's
I'm
picked
probably
up
not making much
Aslan,
sense.
and she's picked up other languages as well. Dwarven, Halfling, Elven for sure. And she knows Celestial as well. One of the first languages she learned.
I think there's something else going on here, but I'm not going to say anything more about it. Just be like, whatever. It's probably just some sort of weird magic bullshit. Perhaps she's using tongues.
But she does welcome you here, although she is sorry that there is no music playing or no plays scheduled. That everyone except for I have left.
And why aren't you leaving? You probably should.
She says, yes, I probably should for my own safety, but that was not the wish of my mentor. She tasked me with a very important job, and I would see it fulfilled.
And what's that job?
She says that before her mentor left, that she said that she should create a magnum opus of her own, a piece of such sad beauty that it would be preserved here to as a testament of what she had learned and the grace of the elven people. And she says that even though I am not elven myself, I have come to respect the culture.
What would it take to create such a magnum opus?
She says it's taken years.
Do you truly have no desire to leave, or is it simply that the elves will not let you?
She says, in truth, I believe I have finished it, but I dare not show it to anyone.
Where is it?
Is this because you aren't
You can
confident
trust
in
us,
its...
show it to us.
Is it because you're not confident in its craftsmanship?
She says, I think part of me doubts myself, but I can't bear to show it to... I can't bear for it to leave these halls while all of these people worry and suffer in their paranoia. But that is happening is strangely poetic, for I called my piece Lament for Emerald Tears.
Lament for Emerald Tears? I should probably write that down.
Yes. Lament for Emerald Tears.
should probably take better notes in general, so I don't have to keep being like, what was the name of that elf again that I talked to all the
It's
time?
actually because Chelwinvian. She says that Chelwinvian is actually known as the City of Emerald Rains.
Oh.
I mean, Mantis, the player, generally takes notes for the intelligence of his characters. The more intelligence they have, the more notes I take.
Yeah.
Asha has average intelligence. She takes kind of okay notes. Names of important people she jots down.
Yeah. If I was a different character, I'd probably be like, have different things to say, but I don't think there's anything really Araxi's like, whatever. She doesn't want to play her song, whatever.
We didn't ask her to play this.
Right, I know, that's what I'm saying. If I was playing a different character, I probably would.
I'm asking her to play the song.
I will ask her if this Muriel is the song or if that's a different song.
She says that is not the song that I composed, but it is a song of the elven people. And it is one that, if this doom comes to pass, that I'm sure will be destroyed, sadly.
Well, it didn't get destroyed.
If
She
you
let
aren't
that
willing to
slip.
play your
awkwardly when you
song,
say that, I guess.
perhaps you could play that one for us then.
That one?
Yeah, the one
She
on the
says-
Muriel, the one that your master made, I presume.
One of a previous master. My master's master's master's, perhaps.
Hmm.
But she says it would be nice to use these halls for what they were intended. And she does, she agrees. She gets her her harp. And when you guys go to that like chamber with her, she will play it for you.
Okay. So I'll try to like remember it, I guess. So that even though I probably won't be able to play it because I don't know how
Okay.
to play a piano, like I'll know, maybe I'll be able to reproduce it using a spell, perhaps like ghost sound or something along those lines.
Okay, you may try.
So
But she plays it, and you know, objectively, it is a beautiful song.
I've heard better.
But she gets her
Um,
harp and she bows.
Okay, well, I guess I'll say thank you for that, for the performance, I guess. And
She nods.
I guess I'll look over at Safa, like, see if she seems satisfied, or if there's something else she wants to do here, something else she wants to know.
Safa says, I want to hear the song you were working on.
Yeah, and I know Asha was also asking about that one.
Yeah.
And she mulls it around a bit, and with Asha's diplomacy, she comes around to it, and she says that it would be nice for some people to hear it before before whatever happens. And she agrees to take you to where it is. She takes you to a very small room, a shrine, little vestibule, and you guys might remember it. Do you guys remember the room with the altar
Yeah.
that had the holes in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's that same room, just in a better condition. And the altar is still there, and it still has the holes in it. And she demonstrates. She kneels down, and she places her mouth on like a headpiece in the altar, and her fingers in the holes, and she plays it like an instrument.
Oh, okay. So it's like a wind instrument.
And after like a few notes of playing that, the thing starts to rotate and slide open to reveal a staircase.
Huh? Okay.
And she goes down and gestures you for you to follow.
Was there a
We
certain
follow.
like pattern and note she
Yeah,
had to
sounds
play
good.
to open it? Like that we is that something that I could potentially maybe be able to remember next time
Maybe.
for okay. Well, Rexy will try to remember it. She has a pretty
She
good
takes you
memory,
down.
so maybe she will. She's a better memory than I do as a player. Yep, I follow them, I guess.
But she takes you down into what appears to be an ossuary. It's this chamber bisected by 3 pillars, and there's cavities that riddle the walls, and many of them bear cloth-wrapped either skeletons or just bodies in a peaceful repose. And there are skulls and bones stacked artistically along the walls. At the far end is this large circular chamber past 2 doors, and she takes you into it. And it looks like it's some kind of like religious chamber, but there's a bunch of stuff that's been moved into it. Lots of different instruments and other valuable keepsakes that she explains she has been moving things into. Her attempts at trying to preserve something from the end of the world. And she rifles through
Ooh,
some
we
of
found the treasure
things,
chest.
and she produces a folder that is her work. And she takes one of the larger harps, a full-blown lyre, and she sits down and uh, waits for you all to take seats, and then she'll play it for you. And it is a long piece, several minutes long, that has this tone of like a requiem or a lament. And she sings a little bit with it as well in Elven.
It's like a really sad song then.
Yes.
Okay. Like with the other one, I'll try to remember it, how the tune goes.
Safa says, so you're leaving that song here for somebody to find?
She says that she's gonna leave it here, uh, so that hopefully it survives, and maybe I will as well. I will watch over these instruments and these works.
Do you happen to have a small instrument I could perhaps have or purchase? I'm suddenly interested in music.
Huh.
She says, certainly.
Oh, sweet. What does she give her?
That'll be 9,000 gold.
Also, all of you, after hearing that song, you feel noticeably like more calm and focused.
That might be why I'm
I
asking
want
for
you
an
all
instrument.
to note this out of character, but for the next hour, You get a +2 bonus to saves against effects, spells, and supernatural effects with the emotion descriptor.
Alright, guys, let's go get in trouble. We got an hour.
Woo.
And Araxi, you can give me, anyone who has Knowledge Arcana can give me a Knowledge Arcana check.
Okay. Give me a sec. Not on my skill tab right now. There we go.
Because the song was so masterful, and that maybe there's a little more oomph behind the person playing the song.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, maybe it was a bard
you think
masterpiece.
that there's something magical about it. That the very notes and essence of the music has become significant. And yeah, that's Araxi, that's exactly what you think it is that that this song is magic purely because of the mastery of its craft.
Maybe Rax will say you should have more confidence in your craft.
She accepts your compliment humbly. Asha, not so much.
Asha's not as smart.
But yeah, Safa, what kind of instrument would you like?
Just give her like a flute.
A woodwind instrument, some kind of wind instrument. Sure, she gives you something.
She gives you a
It's nothing
recorder.
great. Great. It's not
Go
like a
practice
masterwork
hot cross
instrument,
buttons.
but it's one of your choice. And she says that it's the least that she can do after you all have paid your respects and come here.
Thank you. She, like, puts it up to her mouth to attempt to, I don't know, play a note.
You play a note, and while it's not very good, the instrument plays it well. It comes out clear as a bad note.
Right.
And she chuckles at you.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. Oh man, I'm gonna be a jumping flute player, guys.
She says that there's nothing more pure than music. Even in my greatest fits of frustration, sadness, or anger, music could always calm me.
I'll admit I feel calm now.
Yep. Is there anything else that she can help you with, or that you guys would like to do here?
No, I think I'm good. Like, especially Sopha. Sopha seems pleased with their new instrument and all that, and so it was worth it.
Soph is
Araxi's
pleased that
satisfied.
this treasure might still be there in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I've got you thinking about. This is actually a puzzle that my in-person group never figured out.
Yep. I think that's all we need to do here. So yeah, I guess we might stop somewhere on the way to the observatory because there's like a lot of stuff on the way there.
Yeah.
Like we could go to
Sure.
that school again if we
Whatever
wanted,
you
for
wanna do.
example, or the blacksmith area where we detected something weird going on there.
That's true.
Also, this weird museum or whatever that had the cave down here.
Sure.
Where we had the
So I
dark
guess-
vision goggles of
Yeah, we
dark
saw some
vision
sort of
seeing.
weird dark vision outline of some weird dark vision thing that we're not sure what that was.
that was invisible or something.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll kind of go down this way here and maybe swing by, like, check out the this blacksmith area we were at before, and maybe look at the school as well, and maybe stop here.
Okay.
And maybe,
I don't know.
maybe.
Well, she bids you all
Let's do it
farewell,
all.
and that she says that she hopes that we see each other again someday.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
I still think you should leave now that your masterpiece is done.
She says I cannot bear the thought of leaving my life's work and everything else my mentors and fellow students sought to create. It would break my heart if I did.
Well, whatever you decide, as I said, I'm sure we will meet again.
She smiles when you say that. A glimmer of hope.
Of course, the Raxy's thing is because we're going to meet the ghost version of you, but
Well,
Yeah.
you know the
Cringe,
sad
cringe.
truth.
yeah, I know the sad truth, but
Safa doesn't know
I mean,
better,
it's possible
but...
that she lived, but really regretted never seeing us again, so came back to see us again.
Yeah.
I really don't think anything we do here is going to impact the real world.
No.
This is just a shadow copy of it.
Yeah, Safa doesn't know that, though. Safa doesn't know any different, so she genuinely thinks that she should go and leave, you know?
Yeah, she doesn't. Safa doesn't have an understanding of like where we're at as much as Araxi does. Like Araxi's like, oh, this is shadow plane. Like,
Yeah,
I've studied this a lot.
I think she
Never
just
been here
thinks she's
before,
in
but I
the
have
past
studied it.
or something for some reason. Despite what you told her.
Yeah. Hasn't really sunk in.
Not really.
Do we see the like at the blacksmith
Is
area,
time
that-
travel possible in Pathfinder?
Yes.
Kind of.
Listen, anything is possible. But
Yes.
Okay, there's a bunch of like monsters and whatnot that specifically are related to time travel and like
the Aeon,
There
Yeah,
is an
and, like,
oracle
there's, like-
And they
that
will-
can time travel when they get to like level
they will
20.
fuck you up.
yeah.
If you
and
start messing with the passage of
if you start
time.
messing with time, there's a whole bunch of different things that'll come over and just fuck you up. Yeah, exactly. Like there's like
Yeah.
time dragons and shit like that too, which are
Oh
pretty funny.
god.
Yep, time dragon.
What?
Yeah,
It's a kind of outer dragon.
yeah. They have like a whole bunch of different extra planar dragons and like the time dragons.
Yeah, they're
like
really
one
cool.
of them. Yeah.
All right, you guys are moving out. I'll put you somewhere that you need to be because I rolled some stuff.
Rolled some
Okay.
stuff.
We rolled some things.
Yes.
It's my favorite.
You're like this session's gone on long enough without combat.
The dice have made their choice.
But we don't roll dice around here. We push buttons.
That's right. We push buttons. All right.
I'm gonna gamble it's gonna kill us. Okay.
I'm gonna gamble that it's gonna try to, but not.
Hopefully I
You
win.
guys-
Wait,
leave
Lana's
the,
not with us.
Yes, she is.
Lana?
She is?
No, she's not.
Yeah, because I was
No, she's
releasing
not.
Maloki that day,
Oh.
and I don't want to deal with the question of whether she did or didn't come because Lana is very important to Maloki's kit.
Okay.
Right.
She is?
So yes, she's his animal companion.
That level 2 druid thing, you know?
Yeah. So she
Oh
is here,
boy.
and you
I
can
thought
adjust
it
her
was.
health if you healed.
It's fine. It's fine.
But
Okay.
what's happening is that while you guys are walking the streets and it's quiet, it starts to get cold, and the
What?
shadows themselves seem to start to move on their own until you see that they are moving on their own, and
Have we experienced this before?
these ghostly specters start to emerge from like the buildings and the trees. And I
Okay.
need you all to roll initiative.
Oh,
You know what this
Okay.
means?
Yeah, everyone prepare to
It
take
means do a
strength
barrel roll.
damage.
This means that somebody's gonna cast daylight.
Oh, your daylight's gone, by the way.
I know it is. We spend an hour doing something.
I guess it's been more than an hour.
Oh, we've been wandering for a couple
Right.
hours, at least.
Yeah.
We're saying we spent time doing things. It's been a while since I've
Damn
done
it, that's not a
this.
good roll. I really wanted a
I
high
love
roll so I could just
hearing.
throw haste on everyone.
Ugh.
Oh, I did decent, guys. I say decent. Still not high, but decent.
Damn it.
Is that everybody? I think it is.
Wait, these look
Is
like
Lana getting her own
the
initiative?
descriptions of things that we saw in the underground.
I never seen these before.
Don't they sound like or look like what Matt described when we looked at the dark vision seeing
A bit, yeah.
things?
Maybe a little bit.
I envisioned that thing to be bigger, but okay, maybe.
Although, like, what they're missing is an important part. These things don't seem to have tails. They just
Yeah,
have
that's
Oh.
kind of what I
wispy,
remember.
Well, we can't really tell that
like,
from the icon,
torsos.
but
Okay.
Alright, is that everybody? Is Lana moving on Loki's initiative?
yeah, we'll keep it that way. I
Okay.
find it funny that
And
this
like I
one's
said,
literally standing in the light.
it's like an eerie miasma that's coming from the building.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, yes, there is light in this place, but it's like faded light only because it's mirroring what once was.
Ah,
Okay,
fun stuff.
so we're gonna start with this one. This creature, this shadow, moves towards you, Asha, and it reaches out to touch you. It
Oh no, it probably
breathlessly
does.
reaches out to touch you with a terrible intent, a malevolent intelligence. I gotta change this so that it shows in the open, because I don't mind if you see the rolls. Does the 23 hit your touch?
Yes.
You take
And
4
it does
points of
strength
strength damage.
Ow.
You feel this awful, like, feeling in your arm or wherever it is that you've been touched, and it just ages rapidly. Safa.
Crap. To Safa, do these look incorporeal?
Oh, they most certainly do.
Okay. Probably the best thing to do is get a power attack going. So I can amp up the damage.
Your fists count as magical or something, right?
Right, but they're
Kinda
only
like
going to take
Mobies
like
do.
half damage though, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you have Ghost Touch.
Which I don't. And there's no feat that's going to give me that magical touch. Okay. Swift action, activate power attack. And let me spin to that point there. Where am I compared to those things? Oh, darn. Okay. Asha can handle that, right? Yeah, Asha, you're fine. I'm
Yeah, she'll
gonna
be fine.
I'm gonna go for the one over here by charging.
Alright, give me your attack.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn charge on. So what does my attack look like right now? Plus 11? The thing's not updating it correctly. Oh well, I'll do that and I'll just push that.
It's actually pretty fun to search, like, the bestiary for, like, what kind of things would show up in the plane of shadow. There's some interesting ones, even though these are very,
man.
very basic.
I rolled
Oh, a
2.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not hit.
Okay,
It dodges out of the way of your attack.
of course.
Well, what do we have
Karate
here?
chop!
This one's
Yeah.
gonna move over here, and it's gonna try to touch Asha in a bad place.
Yeah.
Bad touch, bad touch!
Does a 13 hit your touch? That might not.
Yeah.
It
Oh
does.
dang, it misses me.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Probably
That's
misses
5
Maloki as
points
well.
of strength damage.
Yeah.
Definitely would hit me though. My touch is like 10.
Oh.
That's 11 actually.
My
Yeah,
touch
the
is
thing
18.
that's going after me is really, really rough.
No, I think we actually might have to like fucking Dimension Door. Just Dimension Door away.
Maloki, it's your turn.
I'm gonna step up. Actually, I'm gonna
I guess you could
charge.
channel energy maybe and kill them. Hopefully, hopefully they're low hit
That
points or
hurts
something.
me!
No,
It
you're
doesn't hurt
excluded from your
yourself.
own. You're excluded from your own channel
Yeah, I think
if you
so.
want
Really?
automatically. Yeah.
A cleric can never hurt
It would hurt
themselves through their own channel.
Safa,
Yeah,
but
well, I'm not near. Hopefully, if he channels further away from me.
you're close.
I
Well,
think you're
there's a
close
range
enough.
on it. I think you're close
Well,
enough
Well,
that
the
you would
problem is
hit.
him provoking attack.
You can
Well,
5-foot
I'm gonna charge this guy and punch at him. So let's
Alright,
see
you
here.
punch him.
I'm also gonna power attack. So that's plus 12 instead of plus 14.
That is a hit. And is that damage magic?
Yes.
Okay. Good thing that it is. You heard it, and you see that your strike does visibly do some damage to it. Not nearly as much as you think you did. But it does hurt this thing. And you hear like this strange, like reverberating hiss from it. Alright, Asha, what do you do?
5-foot step. What do I know about these things? Is this, what knowledge is this?
Religion.
Okay. So these are probably shadows. I think we've encountered shadows before.
I don't know if we have in this game.
I don't think so.
Really?
Shadow
Well,
Demon, yes. Shadows, no.
we encountered something similar but more deadly because it stabbed my con too.
Yep, these look unique to me.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Asha, all you really know is that these things are some kind of incorporeal undead. But as you've witnessed, their mere touch just atrophies whatever they touch. Horrifying, to say the least. You shudder to think what would happen if they completely drained you. Their emaciated visages portend a terrible future. But that's your knowledge. What would you like to do? Oh, Maloki, does Lana do anything?
Probably not. He would need to do like a handle animal to get her to even attack these things, right?
Yeah, because she looks scared of these things, and I guess she cowers and whimpers over here.
Can Magic Circle against evil keep these things from entering it?
Only if
can't
they were
remember.
summoned creatures.
If they were summoned creatures, which they
But
probably
it would
aren't.
provide a deflection bonus versus their attacks, because they are most certainly evil.
Yeah, I doubt they're summoned creatures since we're on the regular plane of existence.
I'm not exactly sure what to do versus these things.
Good. Good.
I can't exactly hit them very well since my strength is almost all sapped. I don't know what they are.
You at least know
The
they're
daylight
undead.
seems to
So
be
positive
seeped
energy
away
hurts.
faster here.
Well, while you contemplate what to do, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna do. Finally. Unless it like scares me off and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I know what I'm doing. It's gonna be a ready to action. Which, actually, in this case, won't affect my initiative at all because I'm ready in action based on what the guy that goes right after me does. Hopefully it works.
Alright, did you figure out how to save yourself?
They're undead. I'm sorry, Safa. I'm gonna channel
Take
positive
it.
energy to harm these things.
She gets a save for like half damage anyway. I mean, they do too, but
Mm-hmm. Alright, what's the DC to save against your channel positive?
19.
Ooh, that's really good.
What am I rolling? A will or a fort?
I think it's a will save
Yeah.
Yep,
for
will.
channel energy.
Do I get bonuses? No.
So if you pass it, you only take 10 of that damage on Safa.
I didn't pass.
And she didn't.
No, so you
Let's
take
see, it's
20
a
damage.
30-foot
I'm fine.
radius, right? So it's gonna get... It's gonna get
Oh,
these 3.
wait, if I was going to do that, should I maybe have done it from here?
No, because it would provoke.
You can do it from there. No, channel doesn't provoke.
Channel
Oh, it
doesn't
doesn't,
provoke.
Yeah.
I'm going to channel and then step back.
Okay, so look at these top 3. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'll roll their will.
So they take full
They
damage.
all
then.
fail.
20 whole
Oof.
damage.
Well, you know what? You know what, Asha? You're gonna be pretty happy about this because all 3 of these things react super awfully to this. The positive energy burns them like like holy fire. So much so that it just burns these 3 away completely.
Oh.
They shudder and writhe in the pain.
Oh, that changes what spell I'm going to use. Because I was going to use a crowd control spell. What I was going to do is I was going to do a
And
ready
they
to action with
disappear.
black tentacles. And I was going to make it so as soon as this guy moved into one of these 2 squares, black tentacles on all 3 of them. But with that being the case,
That was a
I'm
really
probably
good
gonna
damage roll too. You rolled super high.
Yeah.
No kidding.
That
Yeah,
was
well,
4
fuck
less
those
than
things.
max.
Shit,
thought
I
I was
don't
gonna
even
have
know
you
what I
guys on
want
the
to cast
ropes here.
now.
All right, well it's Araxi's turn unless you want to move, Asha.
No.
Let's see. It shouldn't be able to get
Alright, Araxi.
to. It shouldn't be able to get to Asha without provoking from Loki in any case. So there's one of these stupid things left. I'm just gonna put protection from evil on to Maloki, using just protection from evil. I only have 1 level 1 spell left. But I could always cast a level 1 spell with a level 3 slot or something like that if I really want.
Actually, you know what? Like part of the pain that they experienced is, I guess, Safa also experienced at full power.
Yeah.
Hurts,
Oh yeah, I
don't it?
took.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I try not to like show that that hurt. Of course, my
But
back's to them. So
You probably
It
will.
only hurt one of my teammates, and it hurt 3 of the enemies. Worth.
Okay, so
You
Araxi
could even
puts
life
protection
bond that
from
if you
evil
really
and
wanted.
Maloki.
I'm
put it
Yeah,
on
I
the
can
Loki,
just
yeah.
life bond her back.
Okay, well, this thing is gonna move over towards Maloki and it's going to attack you.
So protection from evil should give it a +2.
Okay.
Should give Maloki a +2 deflection bonus. It might only be a +1 because I think he has a
It's gonna only be a
+1 from his
+1.
ring.
It
So it'll
probably
effectively
misses
be
you
a
at the
+1.
12 versus your touch, right?
Hold on, let me see. So yeah, it's just a +1 because I have a +1 deflection on my ring.
Yep. So what's your touch AC?
And that
Alright.
totally misses because it's 19.
Safa, it's your turn.
Most your AC's touch.
damn you, fat asses.
Just go hang out with the wolf. Or
I don't
be
know,
like,
Asha's
okay,
looking
wolf.
pretty
Yeah,
thin
she's
right now.
chill.
Yeah,
All
Asha's
of
not
Asha's
looking too
muscles
good.
are gone.
I'll just double move and be like, sup.
Oh, you don't have 40 feet of movement yet?
Should I? Let me check.
I don't know, I
think
thought you were
brawlers
moving
get
faster
that.
now. I guess not. Maybe it's just
It
monk.
says 30/40, but currently I should only be going 30. Why would I get more movement?
Maybe it's one of your weird feats that you like to take.
No.
Well, I get mine from fast movement. Do you have that?
No, I don't have a
No.
feat to give me movement.
Well, it would be
Fast
a class
movement's class
feature
feature.
as well.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
that's
brawlers
not a brawler
get that.
class feature though.
No,
I
we
don't think.
have things like that. Our progression's also slightly off and slower compared to monks when it comes to
Right.
those things.
I get 50 movement speed now.
Moving pretty fast.
Monks are
Well,
so
it's your turn,
crazy.
Maluk.
You can flurry it this time.
I can. I'm gonna roll a knowledge religion check though to see if fire damage would have any effect.
Sure.
Damn.
Alright, Maloki, you know that these are incorporeal undead, and they are commonly just known as shadows. You know the typical things you know about incorporeal creatures. You need magic damage to actually hurt them. You know that these things resist channel a little bit. Just a bit. It wouldn't have been enough to save against that 19 DC. They are also technically undead, so anything that wouldn't affect an undead, like fortitude saves, does not affect them. They do not
I was
possess
playing
a
all
weakness
of
to
those two,
fire,
like-
but they don't possess a resistance to it either.
I would have failed.
And you also know that if something dies to their strength damage, if something hits 0 to its strength damage, it does die, and it becomes a new shadow under the control of its killer.
Oh dear.
So normally you can't die from strength damage, but these things can kill you if they reduce you to 0.
Would it take reduced damage from fire, or would it just take fire damage?
I believe it would just take fire damage. Actually, no, it has to be magical fire. It'll take half from it, but it will take it.
Okay, so elemental fury wouldn't really do much then.
It'll do more damage to it. It'll add more damage.
Yeah. And I actually get to use it right? Well, probably not.
A
Never mind.
normal fire wouldn't do anything to it, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flurry. Flurry with a power attack.
Okay. Darn incorporeal creatures are very resilient.
Damn.
Well, all 3 of those hit.
The Roll20 gods are smiling upon me tonight.
You said all 3 of those hit though, right? So that 14 also
Yeah.
hit. So you have one more attack.
No. I rolled 3 attacks and 3 damage.
Oh, okay. No, I
didn't-
misread it.
I didn't-
It was
I
a
didn't
24 that
key
did not
flurry.
14. For some reason, I thought
Right,
that
yeah,
14 was one of your attacks. I misread that.
Alright, well,
Wow.
good
Yeah,
job.
I didn't key
you
flurry, I
actually do
just
enough
flurried.
damage to get this thing's form to start dissipating until it eventually becomes no more.
So I guess
So,
as scary as
punch,
these things are
punch,
offensively,
Kick.
they're not too bad.
They're very
as long
weak
as you have
defensively,
the
but yeah, that
yeah, as long as you have the
that channel
tools.
energy was like the wrath of God.
Yeah. I guess I probably can tell that Asha doesn't look okay, so I'll be like, ask
Yep,
Asha
combat over.
anyway though. Like, well, Asha, do we need to stop for a second?
Yeah, I need to lesser restoration myself. Unless somebody has,
Wait. I have a potion of lesser restoration.
unless somebody has a, what is it, diamond worth.
To cast normal restoration? You
No,
just need
diamond dust worth 100 gold pieces. Does anybody have that?
Nope. I can make 50 gold pieces worth with my robes. So if we had 50 diamond dust, I could make 100 diamond dust.
I could also just give you a potion of lesser restoration.
Oh, I know. It's just
He wants to get rid of all
I
of
can cast that spell too.
I think this is only damage, though, it wasn't drain.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just damage.
Lesser restoration will work.
We're not getting into, like, drain yet.
Not yet. Okay, well, next time we're at a shop, which is who knows when, I need to pick up some diamond dust because, well, actually general expensive spell component things, because, yeah. Or I just take a single level in sorcerer and take blood money.
Let the cutting commence in 2 games.
Yeah. I'd have to, like, take my armor off, though, for that shit to work.
I'm sure there's some part of you that's
You
exposed.
just take... Yeah, you just take... Wait, wasn't it like the chainmail you got from the drow chick anyway? Like...
Yeah. No, it's the arcane spell failure.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, because it's an arcane spell.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's a low-level arcane spell, so you could meta magic
That
it as a
doesn't
silence
change anything
as a still spell.
because... Oh, still spell?
Yeah, as a still spell. Still
No.
spells, you don't have to worry about the arcane spell failure, I'm pretty sure.
Is that one of the things that I can do with Fervor of Battle? I would need to, like, cast Fervor of Battle to be able to cast it in my armor.
Yeah.
It seems like a really terrible idea. Maybe, I don't know.
Alright, well, what would
Anyway,
you guys like to
I'll take Maloki's potion of lesser restoration.
do? Hope for a 4. Because here comes that 1. Oh, 3, that's not bad.
Joe's gonna roll.
And I'm going to hard cast it a couple of times. Let's do it once. Fuck. One more time. 7. Okay. Well, there goes 2 level 3 spells. No, 2 level 2 spells. Now I'm at least back over positive.
Alright. Sorry, went AFK for a second. So yeah, do we make it down close to that blacksmith area, by the way?
You do after that.
Doing all that? Okay. What do I see
You,
there? Is it
you
look like
arrive
they're
at what
working on
you
something?
believe is, yes, the blacksmith.
I felt like I was hearing stuff from within it in the when we were on the material plane. So I'm gonna like kind of go and look around, see, do I see... Does it look like is there people working on anything there, or does it look like it's in disuse?
So you don't think you see anybody working here. However, you do notice a sign on the door. and it basically says that the blacksmith has been closed due to the disastrous circumstance that has been predicted.
I'm gonna look around. Probably on the outside, because it's probably locked. The building there is probably locked up, but a lot of this forge is probably outside, so I might be able to poke around.
Okay. You look around, and the forge is really nice. That there's all sorts of masterwork artisans' tools here, necessary for fine blacksmithing.
Hmm.
A lot of finished and some unfinished elven materials and works. And you keep looking around, and you come upon what you think is like a desk or something that that had some papers on it, and you find a note, a handwritten note, or like maybe a journal. I think, yeah, more like a journal. And if you thumb through it really quickly, especially the last entry, it talks about whoever was writing in it, which you think is most likely the master smith of the place in question, writing about how that he is determined not to leave his forge until he finds his family back in Ayadara.
So maybe he went to Ayodara then? In any case, he's not here though.
No, there's no one here.
Okay. And I'm not really interested in lugging around really heavy blacksmithing tools, even if they are masterwork, like really fine quality tools. I don't even know if this stuff would be able to exist on the material plane. In fact, I have my suspicions about the flute even that Safa got earlier. But yeah, so I guess I'll go back and say, wait, it doesn't look like there's anything here.
Okay.
Anywhere else? Anywhere you guys want to stop on the way to the observatory?
Nope. I mean, I
The
thought about
observatory's
the
at O.
greenhouse, but
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't we stop by at the other P first?
I mean, it's on the way. I think that was the
Yeah.
garden or something.
yeah, the one where the renderer was making plants.
Yeah,
And
one of
where
the plants
the
was moving, by
elephant
the
tree
way.
was.
Yeah, it moved.
Yeah, it
I don't know if you
was.
guys remember that, but it moved.
I
I'd
remember
rather
that.
go see the plants during this time than the plants during that time, honestly.
Well, we're not. We're in Shadow Oblivion right now, so
Well,
we're just
yeah,
gonna
that's what
see
I'm
the ones in
saying.
this time instead.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather see them in this time because
Oh, okay.
in the current time they're overgrown and wild and hungry.
Well, not all of them. The render's been doing some shrub work on them.
You think he went into the? Well, I think there's two different plant gardens. Near K, there was also that greenhouse or whatever.
Yeah, but the one. K was that street that has like all the different statues on it.
Yeah, there was a greenhouse that we were. Well, I was too scared to go into, so we didn't
Yeah,
find
there
a
was a
purpose
greenhouse.
to go in.
The statue of Thalesia.
That's what I was referring to. There's that.
But the conservatory
also.
greenhouse in question is L.
L.
Right, and that's the
okay.
one with the cave underneath it that we went into. Yeah, I mean, both of those are probably good places to stop. Also, we could check out the school if we really wanted.
Yeah, that's also there.
The school might
I
not.
saw I went to that.
No, I don't really care.
So. All right, we go to. Let's go to L or P. L's closer. We'll stop
P?
there. Stop the
For L?
greenhouse. Yeah, that's first. We'll stop at the greenhouse.
Alright, what you see is a huge greenhouse. Even from the outside, you can see that there's dozens of tropical plants growing on its many-tiered interior. Do you enter?
I don't know. Do you guys want to enter the greenhouse?
Do we?
Was this book written before or after Tomb of Horrors?
It was much after Tomb of Horrors. Considering that Tomb of Horrors is from like
3.5.
I don't know,
or
1E or
something.
something. No, it's from like 1E. It's like it's from like an ancient version of D&D. It's the D&D of my forefathers, you might say. Let's see. Wikipedia, Tomb of Horrors. It was
I had to
made-
convert some of
it's
that stuff
written-
into Pathfinder format for you guys in my campaign. I was
I
like, I
ran
don't
Tomb of
even know
Horrors.
what 1 AC means, because that seems like it's hard to hit, or -5 AC.
Wait, are you talking about tome or tomb?
Tome of Horrors, sorry.
Tome. I don't know anything about that one, but Tomb of Horrors is from 1975. Written by Gary Gygax for the original Dungeons and Dragons. But I played like a... I can't remember who all was in that. I know Secret had like a cat burglar for that. I think Mantis might have been there too for that. I ran the Tomb of Horrors, like the 3.5 version of it. Like somewhat converted for Pathfinder.
I wasn't there for that. I heard stories about it. It was like the
Okay.
first, whatever, we go there.
We go to the... So we go into L then, I guess.
Alright, you go in. And
Is anybody here?
you look around and you see dozens of plant species, both native and many more exotic that you aren't even sure exist anymore.
Oh.
Hmm.
If only one of us was a druid, we could turn into these.
Hey,
You also notice that at the center of the building, there's a very young tree, just a sapling, that appears, you think, to have been planted only a few months ago.
Let's chop it down.
Do I remember there being a tree there in the future that's like way big, really big or something?
Well, we
like
didn't
is it
go
significant?
in.
I don't.
There
Okay.
was a...
We never
didn't go
went
in,
in
we did
because
see it from
Secret
the
was too
outside.
afraid to.
No, we did go into this because we didn't go up the stairs, I don't think, but we did go into this building because this is where the freaking cave that we went into and did the
Nope, different building.
This is a
Different
building?
building.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
I guess we did never go in
No,
here. Never mind then.
Secret started panicking because of the plants, so we never went in.
Wild.
What building am I thinking of then? Is that
untamed
one?
plants.
Is that one just not labeled on here then? Like it was maybe...
That one's not
or-
labeled on here, I think.
Okay.
Mm.
Alright then, cool. So
But
actually,
it is
I,
near
this, tr-
the
this tree doesn't mean
conservatory.
anything to me. I don't know why we're in this
I
greenhouse then in
thought
that
it was
case. 'cause-
this because that's kind of the spot you pointed out to us on the other
Yeah, you might be
map.
right. You might be right.
The other place that you're talking about, the gallery and stuff like that, is close to this. It's
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's actually where you circle this thing, this
Okay,
unlabeled
that's
part.
fair
I
enough
think that's
then.
the gallery.
I
But
thought
the
it was
conservatory,
over here,
the big old greenhouse, yes, you did see it from a distance, and you do know that in the present time there is a massive tree that has
like,
like
growing out the center of it.
outgrown some of like
Okay.
the
Huh.
greenhouse.
but... So we're like, maybe that's that tree. Interesting. But there's no elves here or anything, right? Like, it seems to be
You don't see any
abandoned
elves.
right now.
No one is
Okay.
here. Yep, it's abandoned. A shame too.
Anybody-
A lot of these plants could use some watering.
I don't really care about plants. Plants that need watering are the worst. I don't believe in plants that need watering.
The irony being that he has a plant that needs watering.
Well, I'm talking about Arax he doesn't care about.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, I guess
No,
I'm just gonna kind of.
I'm
peer
gonna walk around then and I'm gonna walk
You gonna
around and
check it out?
cast Create Water.
Okay,
Even
Sava.
the plants up here are more primitive than plants from where I'm
You look
from.
around and you don't see anything like that sticks out too much, but you just do know that like some of these plants in here are just so exotic and beautiful looking that like they have to have some kind of value.
Yeah, except for I don't want to carry around plants.
Plants where I
Even though
come
they
from
look
are
kind
able
of
to draw
dull and their
moisture from the
colors
surrounding
muted, they
environment.
still look very pretty.
Does anybody have
They don't
Speak the
need
Plant? We can
something
maybe
like...
make a friend. No, recruit an ally. Oh, okay.
I can't imagine a plant would ever have anything interesting to say.
Oh, I'll show you. In Reign of Winter, I'll show you.
No, let's just ignore those plants and kill them.
That's mean. The plants did nothing to you.
Well, they do try to kill us.
No.
Will
some
RP Donald Trump?
Oh, god damn it.
No.
I'm gonna
Donald
go
Trump in
around
Reign of
and
Winter.
cast.
Oh god.
I'm gonna cast Create Water and water the plants in here that need it.
Oh, you're so kind.
Most of a druid.
I'll RP Donald Trump the Bard in Reign of Winter.
See, that might be kind of a fun character.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just like go around like talking like Trump. Just because talking like Trump is hilarious to me. I don't
It'll
know
be
why.
great.
Dude,
Yeah,
Kobe
because
was
he has,
I have the
casting
best
like
words
Trump
ever.
in the second CLG match.
He has a vocabulary that's like smaller than
Of, like,
like
a
any
fifth grader.
intelligent. Yeah.
but he does that on purpose. I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe he actually has.
Oh,
a
make
really
sure he
low
does it on
vocabulary. I have
purpose.
no
I
idea.
know he does.
But I know there's a certain like a lot of his word choices are very deliberate and like he knows what he's doing with that. At least in terms of like
No, I
he's
don't
talking,
think so.
I think. A lot of his other
I don't
stuff's really
think so.
stupid though, but
I
he's
like the. I have the best words ever.
well, he's a salesman.
And words is literally the biggest word in the entire sentence.
Yeah, he's a salesman. Like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually good at doing some of that stuff.
No, he's a failure as a salesman, though. That's the sad part.
Whatever, I'm not gonna argue about Donald Trump right now. Anyway. Shadow Plane. Let's just go to the observatory.
You sure you don't want to stop at the garden over here on the way? Well, we have to walk through it first anyway, so we'll walk through there.
Let's just go to the observatory. I want to
Okay.
kill some of these dark elves. I'm sure Safa does
I agree
too.
with that.
Oh, Maloki, you do water. I'll give you this. You do water the plants, and for the most part, it's just like watering any other kind of plant. But some of them just do move when you water them, and like they bloom when you do.
I will pet some of them.
Pet the plants.
Pet the ones that are
Give me a will save.
blooming and stuff.
Is this an emotion effect?
Oh, pet the plant.
It actually is
Wilson.
an emotion effect.
That's what you get for petting plants.
Ooh, damn.
You're lucky it wasn't a fortitude.
Wait,
Or
is that
actually, no,
right?
you can't be diseased, but poisoned? Can you be poisoned? Maloki?
Monks? I think
I can't
monks
be
can poisoned.
diseased.
Just diseased.
He can be poisoned,
Um,
just not diseased.
I can be poisoned. Yeah.
So is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Is that with the +2 I gave you from the other thing?
Oh, I was actually just about to ask about that. If that was still going, because if I get +2
Okay.
from that, it's 14.
Okay. Well, it's not a very high DC because you do feel like this plant, like when it blooms like that, like it just has this this overly calming aura that would likely suppress any kind of morale bonuses you had, but also prevent you from becoming like angry or sad or anything. But it's too weak to affect
So,
you.
essentially, it's a Maloki causing plant.
It's like a
He's usually not
melancholy holly.
very. He's usually not very emotional. So,
It's just there to, calm people. The elves have even infused their plants with magic. Purposeful magic. One wants to be calm when observing the plant. You could call this one Peace Bloom.
There's a garden full of poisonous plants in England.
But anyway, what do you guys do after that?
We go to the observatory to kill some drow.
Yep, but we have
Everybody's
to pass
set
through
on going to the
P.
observatory? You're gonna
I
pass through
think
P?
so.
Okay.
We gotta pass through
Well,
P.
P is actually the markets.
Market, huh?
You pass through the open air markets. And you can see that like there's all sorts of like vendor like kiosks and stands and stalls, but now they're all empty. And the stalls are all packed up and deserted, but you do hear like this loud like raucous going on near the center, and as you pass through you see that it's just packed with these elves that are like kind of looking at these other group of doomsayers that are preaching to the masses their apocalyptic vision of the future.
I don't actually say that. So it just sounds like they're arguing about their like it's two. Are they just arguing? What exactly is this something they're arguing about? Like, what are they yelling about? Like, what is it?
They're not
aren't there
arguing about, they're
apocalyptic-
They're
just
not arguing, they're preaching.
Oh, they're just yelling.
Yeah, they're
okay. I
preaching.
thought it sounded like to me you were saying they're yelling at each other, but like I'm like, what are they
No.
disagreeing about each other? Like, I think
They're,
the world's gonna freeze. Oh, I think
They're
it's gonna
like
go
that
in
guy in
flames.
Skyrim who
They're on
just
their
talks
soapbox.
to nobody except they actually have a crowd.
Yeah, it's the guy. Yeah, the guy in Riften or Whiterun or whatever. I think it's Whiterun.
Whiterun.
Or
They're just
all
on their soapbox.
the guys doing it in the first Neverwinter Nights when you're in what city was it?
Or the guy in KOTOR, but nobody has played KOTOR here but me.
The guy in
what?
Waterdeep.
No, I
think.
do.
No, not in Waterdeep. It was in Neverwinter, I think. I played
Wait,
part
have
of
people
KOTOR.
here not actually played Knights of the Old Republic?
Well, Amandus has. I've only played part of it. I couldn't get through the whole game. I got stuck somewhere. I don't remember where.
The only reason I couldn't finish it is because someone stole the damn game from me.
Oh.
Wait, you didn't finish it?
I wasn't able to. It got stolen.
He was playing on Xbox, and somebody took the disc, stole the disc, I guess, from him.
Yeah.
Oh
Back
my
in-
god.
Like I have it.
Whatever.
I have it now on Steam, but I haven't been able to play it because it doesn't work right. But I haven't tried it since I got Max's old computer. So let's see. I'll find out later.
Okay, so we passed a few of these doomsayers, but we haven't actually like on and talked to any of them. Is there any point in doing that, you guys think? I'm not sure that there is, but
I don't know.
I mean, if you want to talk to them, I'll help.
probably not worth it. Oh, I guess we have heard some of it, because some of them were like yelling about it being like, it's Aslante's fault.
You know what? I'm going to go up to them and I'm going to ask them not for, what the doom is that's going to happen, but I'm going to ask for specifically what, not what, how and why. And I'll give some diplomacy here. Also, I'll heal Secret for the damage that I dealt to her with this wand, which now has even fewer charges.
Okay.
Thank you, Asha. You didn't really need to heal me, but then again, you didn't need to hurt me.
She's not going to hold a grudge.
I need my minions to be in top shape.
Yes.
Alright, you ask them, and after a while they kind of notice you, and the elves, they talk. And they say, this child of the Celestials wishes to know the impending doom that comes for all of us. And they begin talking about it, about the hows and why.
Oh, they're probably
That
excited too.
they have foreseen a great celestial body hurtling through the heavens, coming guided by the massive amount of sin and greed that has been perpetrated by the humans. And they don't
Oh, it
just
is
say
all
like the
Karzog's
Aslats,
fault.
it's just the humans. They say the humans with their ambitions and their greed and their fortunes and their lust for all the knowledge that they shouldn't even know is bringing it everything they wished for to crash into them, burned to death by their own hubris, and we have been fated to suffer for it, my brothers and sisters. And then they start talking about, retreating to their homeland, but spurning the humans should they ever come back. About reclaiming what should be theirs after Aslant is destroyed.
These guys sound kind of drowish. Maybe these guys turn dark skinned.
They ask you, Asha, to join them in their fervent prayers for the coming body to strike true and decimate the sinners.
You know what? Asha will join them. Like, this isn't something Mantis would do, but, like, I think when I was remembering Asha's backstory, like, yeah, this is something Asha would do.
So, what are you gonna do?
All right,
Preach
they welcome
doomsday
you.
here?
Asha, roll me a charisma.
Sure.
Safa has no idea what's going on.
Of course, I'm not praying with their god's name. I'm praying on behalf of my own name.
Of course.
They don't really mention any gods. But the people seem to take a liking to you, and they start to chant, like maybe even sharing some of yours. The crowd gets a little more, like, energetic and frenzied.
not to the point of like violence, but your addition into the doomsayers doomsaying seems to have just struck the point home harder, and they actually start to take notice of like the rest of the people in your group.
Even though we're just like
They
standing off the side, like
some
what
of
the
the other
hell?
elves like start looking at Safa and Maloki and Araxi, and they're like wondering like if you guys have also like seen the truth of how the humans are a blight on this world, and that the only way to cleanse it is with fire from the heavens.
So yeah, if they look over Araxi, she'll do like the whole like holding her hands up and like pulling back kind of thing, just like shaking her head like, no, 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 I want nothing to do with this crap.
Safa shrugs like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Safa and Maloki can't even understand. Like, what the fuck?
Back off, man. Leave me alone.
And they keep asking that question, like posing that question to your group members. Like, have they not ever witnessed the hubris that all humans possess? Like, just talking to them is torture. How they pride themselves so highly and believe themselves superior, able to tame the gods' power.
Yeah.
And some of the doomsayers look to you, Asha, and they say, if your friends find themselves even a little bit skeptical of the deceit of man, they should look no further than Shoenvian, for even here in our beautiful city we have tolerated the Aslan's presence for far too long.
I
where's
say in
that?
Venaran that both humans and elves are a little too pretentious for my taste.
They tell you that there are two Aslans living in Shoenvian by the name of Ekerdani and Talgoran. That they both
Right,
have
where
their
are
own
they?
personal estates. I will show you. One of them is... Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I'll just roll with it. One of them is at Q. That's Talgoran's residence.
Okay.
And the other is H. That's Ekerdani's estate.
I'm sure I misspelled these horribly, but that's cool because it's just for my own notes, and then I'll probably mispronounce them too. It'll be
They
great.
even tell you that that Ekerdani is a vocal and proud loyalist of the Rune Lord Elasnus.
So a Thessalonian then.
They just call him Zlantes.
I don't think this character even knows what that means. Maybe she does.
So
She has
these
decent knowledge
elves
history.
don't even make any distinction between Aslanti and Thessalonian. That's kind of interesting. I like how I spelled it better. Actually, I got Talgoran almost right, but Ekerdani I spelled with...
Has no clue who is Elasnus is.
Actually, I wasn't too far off for Ekerdani either. I was off by like a letter. Okay, well, maybe
I'll
worth checking out
also
too, then.
try to command this crowd to say that or influence them to say that we should also smite down the dark and treacherous elves that are new to the city.
Hmm. They look at you kind of confused for a moment, as you say it. And they aren't really sure of, like, what you're talking about.
And I'll point to the observatory.
And so I guess someone speaks up about uh, that the observatory has been closed down for a little while now. That that there are people keeping it guarded. That there no
Well,
one's
they're
permitted
obviously
entry.
ignorant fools, and I'll leave them with that.
Yeah, they kind of have like a weird pause between their hating, and then they go right back to it, talking about the apocalypse and the seeds that humankind must now reap. The harvest of doom that man must reap. All right, so what do you guys do after that?
Uh, I guess I ask Asha if she wants to go, maybe talk to these Aslanti people here.
Not
Perhaps after
really.
we. Okay, well, we'll just continue on for now then. Maybe we still have more answers to look for.
You're not curious about talking to like some of the only Aslanti you might ever meet.
Nah.
Araxi is, but
Not?
it's out of the way. We're like already right here.
Some of the first humans.
The thing is that, like, Asha doesn't even know right now how crucial Alasness is.
Araxi
like-
just is interested for personal reasons, basically.
Right.
It's weird for being
I
one
mean,
of the most
if
outspoken of the Rune Lords. Alasnus, like, there's relatively little about her, like present day.
Was Alasness Wrath?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Evil
Again,
fish.
Asha doesn't know that.
She was like the one that was kind of right on the border between her and Karzog. She was like Karzog's rival, and actually, like Sandpoint, for example, was actually within.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't within Karzog's realm. It was within
Catacombs of Wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alasnus or whatever, which is not to be confused with the Aslanti Empire. That's something different. She just has a name that's really similar. Like she's part of the Thessalonian Empire, which was, like I said, founded by the like people that, some people that got exiled from the Aslanti Empire, and then the Rune Lords were like I guess the apprentices or something of
The apprentices of Shin.
Shin, who was like the original emperor of Thassalon.
Yep.
We're probably still like after Shin is like dead or whatever. I think technically there's like one of like someone that's like a descendant of him is like technically the emperor of Thassalon, but the Rune Lords are the ones that have the real power.
Well, anyway. Are all of you in a consensus of going to the observatory?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Araxi, if she gets a chance, she'll probably like try to get us to veer off and talk to Ekerdani or Talgorn, but for now I'm fine just going to the observatory.
Okay. You guys do then. You guys go to the observatory. Wee. All right. So, standing in the center of a small, well-kept park is a tall and imposing building made of black and white marble and decorated with beautiful celestial patterns. Four low domes adorn the building's corners. A tower rises from its central portion to form a large domed structure from which 3 ornate telescopes protrude from balconies. You guys go to the front doors, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Sounds good to me.
You see what look like 2 dull, color-muted elves standing to each side of the front doors. What do you do?
Look at Araxi. And Asha.
So wait, what's on this door again? There's runes or something?
Elves guarding the doors, but they're like dull
Or is
colored.
elves guarding it? Okay, sorry. And they just look like normal elves though. They don't look like the like drow or anything, right?
No, just like shadowy
They don't look
dull,
like drow.
I guess. Oh, they do.
Okay.
They look like
the
drow?
shadow elves.
No, they look like dull, muted colored elves, like all the other elves you've been seeing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to persuade them to open the door for us. We have business here.
Okay, so you talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay, they take notice of you when you begin talking to them. And you talk amiably to them. And they nod at you, but they still say that, I'm afraid we're going to have to turn you away. Our charge is to keep anyone from entering. There's very important work here being done in the
And
observatory.
who charged you with this?
They say, the seers of our city. They are studying the heavens that a solution might be found to avert the crisis.
I've heard that this place has been closed. You wouldn't happen to be tricked by a Nolvenus into thinking that he is a seer of your city.
They say that they don't know who you're talking about, and that it has been closed so that their wizards and diviners can study in peace. Oh, that's what it is, Safa? Oh, silly you.
Yeah. This whole time I'm trying to figure out why it says 30-40 speed, and I'm like, where is this 40? I'm like, oh yeah. Boots of striding and springing. Of course.
Asha, you can think what you want of their motives. But they tell you sternly that you may not enter. And they both have these pole arms or halberds at their side, and they are armored.
Did some strange outsider elves already come through here?
Outsider elves. What do you mean?
Yes.
Dark-skinned one.
I believe they said they came from Zeracania or whatever. and we were told we talked to your seers at the academy, and they said that they were here.
One of them, like, rubs their chin, and they say, "Did they look dark-skinned to you?" He says to the other one, and the other guy shrugs his shoulders, maybe a little bit. But they shake their heads and they say it. One of them says, "At any rate, you still may not pass."
Well, we have business with with those dark-skinned elves, and your seers said we could talk to them.
We are under strict orders not to let anyone pass. We cannot allow you to. For the
I
good of our
asked what's
people.
going on.
Well, if that's true, then how come they were able to pass?
Well, one, they are elves. And distant cousins though they may be, they seem to know about the interactions of celestial bodies and magic.
Can't you do something about this, Araxi?
Like what?
You're good at bypassing doors.
Safa says maybe we should step away and talk about this.
I still say I do not understand what is going on.
Neither
I do
do
not
I.
speak Elven.
But I have a thought, but I don't want to speak it in front of these individuals.
They kind of crisscross their halberds over the front doors to bar your entrance.
Oh, that's what's going on. Okay.
As I was
We'll get in one way or another. We'll be back,
expecting, yeah.
and I'll move back away from them.
Yeah, let's walk away.
Before I move away from them, I'll ask if there's anybody whose word we could get would allow us to enter. Anybody's permission we could get who you would respect enough to allow us to enter.
Only from our astrologers within the Observatory.
Well, that's real helpful.
Yeah, these are trying times.
So the only way we can get in for our important business is to have permission from somebody who's inside. So we have to get inside to come outside to tell you that we're allowed in.
I read a book about this.
Can we go
once.
inside?
They firmly tell you no.
Only briefly so we can get permission to tell you that we can go inside.
They say, "Turn back. I will suffer your annoyances for however long it takes for them to do their work." And the answer will still be no.
So since
Okay.
Araxi walked away, Safa will turn to her
I'll
Yeah, I walk
follow
away.
Araxi.
and she'll say,
Okay.
I noticed something strange. I don't understand anything any of these individuals are saying, but I also noticed that they don't notice you until you engage them. Haven't you found that kind of odd?
I think it's just because of the fact that we're not really on the material plane. These elves we're interacting with don't exist in the same way you or I do.
Can we use that to our advantage?
Perhaps.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
What are you suggesting?
I don't
I know what
know.
you're suggesting, but Araxi doesn't know what you're suggesting.
I'm just observing. You're the magic people.
Well, I have not spoken to them. I could try to get around them. I mean, there's no reason they should have noticed me at all.
We could try to open the doors when they don't have their halberds crossed.
I mean, I can open the door with a spell.
Well,
Assuming
they
it's not
probably
locked for
noticed
us.
the door
Right.
being opened. I'm pretty sure of that, but I mean,
They
I'm
might
thinking
not.
more like, grapple pin tie up, nobody screams, nobody knows.
Or we just don't interact with them and we're like, whoop, dimension door inside.
Right, I was thinking just dimension
Yeah.
dooring. But let's
That's
see, how
risky
many
though, because
can
we
fit
don't
open
know
a
what's
dimension
inside.
door? Yeah, that's true. I can only do... Let's see, for 3 caster levels, so I can only bring 3 people with me. And so I wouldn't be able to bring the wolf with us. I can bring 3 medium-sized people with me if I dimension doored. So that's an option as well. I could just dimension door us in there. Like I could just teleport us past the doors, unless they have some sort of field to prevent that from happening.
It's possible.
So Olympian does have a decent, a fair share of magic users, but I'm not sure that how common wards such as those are amongst them. If they're as common here as they are where I come from.
I don't know. That's what I want to do. I want to knock them out and just set them to the side. Maybe take a
It's
bite
the
just to
direct
get the
approach.
health gain, And there's 2 of them. How convenient. 10 HP.
What's the range on open close anyway?
Calculating
Pretty
a
low.
calculated risk.
I have to get within 45 feet of the door to use open close on it.
Hey, why'd the map go all black for me?
So yeah, I'll after we walked away for a while, I'll walk over
went
to the
black
door
for you?
towards them again.
Yeah, I'll refresh.
Did it go black for
And-
anybody else?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all black for me as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like fog
Did
of war or
I do
something.
this in the wrong layer?
I only see my character.
Yep. That's what I was saying, it's like fog of war or something. It's
Weird.
blocking
Did this
everything
do
maybe.
this in every other one too?
Nope, I can see you again.
No, it should only be in that one. Okay. Well, it's fine now.
So yeah, I'll walk up 50 feet in front of the door. So I mean, if they're right next to the door, I'm basically within 50 feet of them. And I'll kind of wave, and they seem to. I don't say anything to them though, but I just kind of wave a little bit. They seem like they acknowledge, do anything, just staring forward.
It's been a few minutes since you talked to them, so yeah, they don't really acknowledge.
Okay, I'll cast open close on the door and try to open the door from 45 feet away.
Okay, you do. You open the door.
Quick,
Okay.
go in.
Do they react at all? Do they just stand there?
They do look at the doors opening, and they look puzzled for a moment, and then they see you, and they raise their weapons.
Oh no.
But as they move to engage you, they stop and stutter for a moment, and they vanish.
Huh? Weird. Uh, detect magic. I'm gonna see if there's a spell that happened there, maybe.
You don't detect any magic.
Okay, so it might just be the weird, their weird shadowness. And the door's still open, so can I see anything in there from just 45 feet away? Maybe not.
Oh,
Roll
yes, you
perception, I
can.
guess.
And other things can also see you. I'm gonna have to move you guys onto the map, and we're gonna have to get this party
Okay.
started.
Is this gonna be a spot where we probably end it? It's getting late.
Or we can probably end it if you guys want to, before combat happens, because it's gonna be combat. Is that what you would all like to do?
I mean, I don't.
Probably
I can
would
keep
be
going,
best.
but yeah, if others need to.
I have to work tomorrow morning.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just thinking like it is getting late, so I am enjoying this, but I'm just like realizing like combat's probably gonna start soon.
If you don't mind my turns taking a little extra long, because I'm sort of churning over in my brain what I want to do, because I'm pretty tired, I can keep going.
Yeah. It sounds like two people.
Your
have to go
turns
to bed
always
pretty much
take a
real
little,
soon.
little bit longer. Just FYI.
What?
Your turns almost always, not always, but you are one to take longer turns than most of us.
Yeah, he's a more
Shots
careful
are being
player.
fired.
He's a more careful player than a lot of us, I think.
Alright, so what can you guys see on this map? I need to know.
I can only
The
see the
doors.
outside. I can see up to the doors.
see
I
the
can see the
outside? Okay,
green.
good.
Yeah. So
Did
that's
you
what
guys
I'm
open the
supposed to see.
doors?
Yeah, I was actually like 45 feet away from this
Oh,
door,
okay.
but
Hey, there's Drow.
Well, now you're 5 feet away from the
what? How did that happen?
map.
Okay.
Hey, there's a
So,
Drow
what you
clearing.
see,
You know this
inside
takes
the
a while for
gilded
me to get that
doors
far.
Wait.
sprawls
What
a
happened
grand
to
entry
the-
hall.
The guards? Did
They
you just walk-
when I opened
So
the door with
they-
the spell, they started running forward and then they just vanished.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
why I used it.
very
I was like, what the
mysterious.
hell? That was very weird.
That's what's supposed
Yeah.
to happen.
Okay.
Maybe you guys
Yeah.
probably don't know why yet, but maybe if you interact more with them, you'll find out.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's pretty sure.
inside the gilded doors sprawls a grand entry hall with a richly woven carpet running from the doors to a large silvery orrery, a model of the sun and the planets, quietly spinning in time. But you see 5 drow, a sizable number of them, and they are here to prevent intruders from gaining access.
Okay, so we're gonna have a combat on our hands.
Yep, but with 2 people tired, then I'll just save this for next week. I figured that this part of the book would probably take at least 2 sessions, maybe 3.
Yeah. Especially if we do
But you
more...
guys are in the end. You guys went to the end dungeon, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Well,
Of
like,
course
we,
we
I don't know, maybe we're... It depends on... I don't know how it's gonna shake out. If it's like going through here is just gonna get us
But
out
I
of
mean,
here.
you guys did with enough information.
That's
Yeah.
Eventually, you guys got to like. I was hoping you guys would either take the lead on the Aslantes, because they could have provided you with information on where the Drow were, or if you guys went to the academy and asked the wizards there.
Yeah, well, we did one of those then. Or actually still kind of wants to go meet the Aslantes,
But the whole thing at the whatchamacallit, at the Coliseum of Mask and Lyre was like a nice bonus that I'm glad you guys did,
Yeah.
because
I
that'll
just-
have some rewards in the future.
I've thought about
Right, when we
like
get back to the material
multi-classing
plane.
into Bard, but like
Oh, you should do it.
I don't. What level are we capping at though? Because it's a huge deal for
This book?
the brawler. Yeah, for the brawler to get certain things.
You guys are definitely gonna hit 15 by the end fight.
15.
15 at least, maybe 16.
Yeah. See, I need to stay brawler the whole way to be useful. I need that 15 brawler. If it was
You
like
could always just put
17?
points in like perform.
Well, yeah, that's what I think she's gonna do. Is she's gonna start like trying to remember that tune. So I'll periodically mention that, and she's gonna try to play the wind instrument a little
Well, I
bit.
might be able to help you with that because Araxi has like a really, really good memory. So even though I can't play the music, I might be able to use like ghost sound or something to recreate it that way.
Yeah, and and she has she has 13
Probably
wisdom,
won't sound as good,
so she's not super intelligent, but she's wise, I guess.
You can ghost sound it for the ghost.
I know.
No, the whole
I
goal
will
here
tell you
is to
guys
get
this,
back
too.
in there when we get back to the material plane.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now that you guys have explored it
I might be able to
in
kind
the
of hum it as well
past,
or something a little bit.
you guys have
Yeah.
information that you couldn't have gotten in the present.
Yeah.
It's like a cool, like, Zelda-esque puzzle.
Right.
Right.
I guess it
Now
could
you can play the Song of
haphazardly
Time.
happened, but I don't.
And get the Master Sword.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yep, but I will say that the end of this book is really cool. The end encounter is really neat. I'm looking forward to it because I've finished it already. Like statting the stat block in, getting the map already, because it's
Maybe
very unique.
Maybe I'll actually get to use some of my high level spells here soon. Because that's like part of the thing. I haven't actually had to use any of my I keep wanting to use black tentacles. I was gonna use it against the shadows. I was just gonna black tentacles all three of them. But then Mantis just killed all of them except for like one. And I'm like, black tentacles for one shadow is definitely not a good use of that spell.
So the amount of experience you guys are going to get this session isn't that much, mainly because the only
That's fine.
combat was a relatively low CR, but I will give you some more points for intrigue and like investigating places.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.